Yeah, no one in the actual chat. We are live
behind
now,
the curtain.
so you can retell people the story about your dog shitting, but...
Well, we can save that for a Patreon exclusive.
Yeah.
Peek behind the curtain, folks, and hear about my various dog shit stories.
There was a brief moment when we were setting up the Praxis Cast Patreon where we were like, "What? We need like some kind of like strap line or whatever for it," and it was briefly floated. Do you like hot dog shit?
Well, what was the answer?
That's why I signed up.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I keep being a guest for some reason. Just like delivering that hot dog shit.
For the last time, yes.
Wait, what did I
These
do?
poor people keep signing up and they're waiting for their fetish content and it never turns up.
I don't even remember what I talked about last time.
Turn up.
On Praxis Cast last time I was there. I assume it was a book of some kind.
I can't remember. We keep trying to get you on, but you're like, I can't do any day that ends in Y.
Yeah,
Like, okay.
I have to. Yeah, that is the main problem. Yeah, but yeah. Right. So I did not do a summary for this because I forgot, and also I'm gonna play the I have a blocked ear card for as much sympathy as that's gonna give me.
Every time someone says, "Where's the summaries?" and it's just like, I can't hear you.
I can't. Yeah, I can't read or hear apparently at the moment.
We could try. There was beach dwarf. We went to a place where there were beach. We escaped a blockade.
Yeah.
We didn't. Nothing went wrong.
Nothing bad can happen.
Nothing bad can happen, and nothing bad did happen.
Yeah, nothing
we went
bad
to
did happen. No one's brother showed up and started battering people.
Yeah.
We won.
Unrelated to that, we followed where the brother's dad was, one of his guys, to a cove in a rock in the island.
Out of the island, yeah, that's right.
And there was beach dwarves, and they're all chill. They had a very picturesque home.
Yeah.
But they had an Underdark problem.
They did. They did have an Underdark problem, which Angra fucking loved so much.
Yeah, not the only one with an Underdark problem.
Yeah, turns out. You have 5 days until the ship's ready, by the way, at the point where we're starting, because you did have one sleep in the Underdark. You got about 5 days to get back, and then you'll have a day up there, up there. And you met a Mindflayer, a friendly Mindflayer, who you named Brian because he did not have the concept of being an individual, really.
Yeah.
He didn't have it down as such. But you have Brian, and you went to talk to some friendly courtois who were very friendly and did not cause any problems.
Oh.
Nothing. Oh, I thought it was done. Then put it back in, I guess. That's like the solution to that problem.
Gripping stuff.
Yeah.
Will the party succeed?
Yeah.
Will the pie ever finish cooking? Find out next time on D&D.
That's right. Sorry, there was a pie problem. There was a pie incident, which we don't need to get into right now. Because I stabbed the fork in and nothing came out when I stabbed it in.
Here's the thing, though. I'm going to have to, when we take a break at some point, I am going to have to put my frittata back in the microwave because I didn't heat it up enough.
God damn it. It's just a nightmare around. Where was I? Oh, yeah. You met Brian, the Mindflayer. I don't think his name is actually Brian. But
his name's Brian.
He's friendly enough. He seems friendly enough. And you agreed to deal with the creature who is causing all of these problems, which appears to be some kind of Gorgon Medusa type deal. And also Barb put on a bracelet that has probably given...
It was very pretty.
It was very pretty. It's sort of a silver band with purple and pink gems in it. You have more than one of those, but Barb immediately failed the wisdom saving throw because it's Barb. Just if people were wondering why that happened. And
Guess who fucked it?
Yeah, guess who fucked it? And it was I
just need to show everyone where my new friend lives, so we can give her all the treasure.
I almost had cause to put another guess who fucked it image in the video I just done, and I barely stopped myself from doing it because I knew I was making another rod for my own back. So we're not doing this. But yeah, you have put on the bracelet. You do have one more, and Brian seems very interested in the bracelet. Yes, hello. Do I want hot chocolate? I would love a hot chocolate, even though I don't really like hot drinks, but I will drink a hot chocolate. I will drink one because it has been offered and it's chocolate and
You can't turn that down.
yeah, because
Folks, we are learning so much about our wonderful DM today.
yeah.
There's lore coming out. Pies, hot chocolate,
I
hot
don't-
drink lore.
I don't like hot drinks.
Yeah, for instance,
more
we've
of the
learned
story as we get it.
they're a psychopath.
I am not there's a separate problem. I'm in therapy, you know. Maybe not for the psychopath issue, but for other issues related that maybe not going to
At Christmas time, Cinnamon bats the mulled wine out of your hand.
No, actually,
Yeah.
to be fair, I tell a lie. I do like mulled wine, but because it gets me drunk. That's
Mulled wine gets you drunk.
yeah. If you drink enough of it,
Yeah, I'm writing this stuff down. I promise.
I have no sense of self-control. The problem with hot drinks is I drink every drink at the same speed, which is obviously a fucking problem. If anyone has seen me drink anything on stream before, you will be aware of how much of a fucking problem that is with, say, a coffee.
I can't get us into this. Move on.
Okay.
It's stress me out too much.
Abort.
Today I am the
I am
always
genuinely fascinated, though.
Today I am the always sunny character derailing the stream. SK sits across the table from people. So, yeah, so you got Brian the Mindflayer. You have, thanks to Barb, you know where the Medusa's lair is. And it is about halfway through the day, and you know it's about a day's walk away. And so you're all hanging out with your big lad Brian, who is incredibly tall compared to all of you. And he is sort of eyeing up the bracelet on Barb's wrist, just sort of eyeing it up. He's just looking.
What do you want one? I've got another one.
You hear the voice in your head. I would like to examine one if I could.
Well, also, we just leveled up, didn't we? Sinat?
You did just level up, yes. If you haven't done that, now is the time. Quickly,
Yeah.
before
I would like-
a different guess who fucked it happens.
I woke up to Barb and make us remove curse on the bracelet.
The problem is that it's not a curse. The mechanism behind it is apparently not a curse. Barb is still under the effect of the bracelet. By the way, Barb, if you ever you're effectively charmed, so you can't do any hostile. You'd have to pass a saving throw to do any hostile action to the Medusa or anyone allied to her.
Okay. Well, what I do is I put my wrist with the thing right up in Brian's face, and I go, look. And then while we're trying to make him look, and then I'm going to say to him, is there any way you can get us to her faster? You have Mindflayer powers.
Like,
You can...
I can't teleport people. He sort of like he takes the sort of like I don't think any of us could teleport. Well, maybe some of us can. I can't teleport people.
What can you do?
You wouldn't find it pleasant if I demonstrated. And also, it's kind of lost on you given your... And he sort of reaches out and knocks on the actual wood on your frame. It's rather lost on you as a non-organic being.
You see somehow Barb's eye color changes.
Are you like a touch lamp? What's going on here?
Yeah, what happened there? Whoa.
They're like doing a little strobe show now. They're like changing color, like fairy light.
This happens sometimes.
Yeah, sorry, I set my Warforged to stun.
Yeah. Damn it. I misread the...
I will be stunning.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm offering him my wrist to take a look.
He does examine it very closely, and he doesn't... You do not see any, like, physical response from him as he sort of stands up and just sort of... He seems like the picture of calm. He has no reaction to it at all.
So it's completely normal, yeah?
You see, like, this kind of, like... You can't tell if he's lying, but you get this horrible sense from the tone of his voice that he's like, because only you can hear his voice, like, yes, it's normal. I wouldn't worry too much.
Good. Great.
So now he's...
Great, come guys, let's see my friend. And I just start walking ahead of the group.
Okay. Is everyone keeping up with Barb then as she runs off?
Yeah. But let's be clear, we all know this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, we're not. This isn't a mystery. We're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah. Barb's done some shit, and now she's under a spell or something.
We've had enough adventures now. We know how it
We
goes.
know what Barb does
Yeah.
and what Barb's like.
I just shout to Barb. It's like, Barb, just before we get to wherever we're going, let's like take a beat before we get in, just because we want to make sure that we're presentable enough for your mate.
Did you bring your gift?
Fuck my life.
Yep.
Good.
The gift is a dagger. Anyway. You sort of as you take this beat, Brian is looking at each of the non-bracelet wearing party members, and he looks at you for like a solid minute. Almost unblinking, he's looking at you, as if he's trying to figure something out about you and trying to make a decision. Do you wave at him?
Yeah.
Is it worth rolling an insight check to see?
Oh, absolutely. You can try. It is very difficult to tell what's going on with the Mindflayer, but go for it.
No,
I guess so.
I just can't remember what my +3. That is a 21.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
You figured it out. So he seems like he's determining which one of you is essentially authorized to make deals with him. Which one of you is the leader, the actual leader of this group? Like, which one is like? Because there's this sense that like he's about to ask you for something, and he wants to ask the one who actually has the power to sort of give what he's asking for. But he's like unsure as to how your hierarchical society, how your hierarchy forms. He just doesn't understand it. He doesn't get it.
Good luck.
Yeah, we don't believe in hierarchy in Team Normal.
Yeah, well,
I mean, like, you can try.
Actually, we're an anarchist collective.
yeah. Like he would have an easier time of this if he was still connected to an elder brain, but he's like Barb. He's figuring it out as he goes at this point. And so he sort of are you lot beginning to make your way towards the Medusa?
Yeah, but just like, you know, we're aware that.
Barb has done a stupid thing.
Yeah, but and also, you know,
Well, we've come this far. Got to see where we end up, I guess.
Okay.
we were
Who
going
looks
there
most
anyway.
like a leader, I guess, is the question.
Yeah. So, what order are you all walking in? Who's at the back of the party? Just out of curiosity, who would be at the back of the party as you're walking?
I feel like wouldn't it be Art or something?
Nah, I'd be up next to Barb. I'd be walking
okay.
with Barb.
I guess I'm in the middle then.
Okay.
So that's Elfin by default.
Elfin by default at the back. So, Angrith, Brian is walking next to you,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear a voice. Did you tell him your name? Just out of
Did I tell him his name?
no?
My name.
Did you tell him your name? Yeah.
I guess not if
Yeah.
we didn't introduce ourselves because,
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Mindflayer.
Yeah. It's like, Armored One, I wish to speak with you. And it's just a voice that you can hear in your head.
Mm-hmm.
The terms of our agreement were that I would assist you in exchange for being able to eat the Medusa's brain. I have an amendment I wish to propose, which is that if it's possible, I would like her to be taken alive.
Yeah. No shit off my nose.
Right? He doesn't understand idioms, so he kind of looks a bit confused, visibly confused, and just sort of continues walking. Like, excellent. Just says excellent and keeps walking next to you calmly. The very picture of calm.
So long as we can stop this mind control charm thing that seems to be happening to the robot, sure.
Yeah. That's what I'm interested in. I wish to know how she made something like this.
Mm-hmm.
He's not tipping his hand too much here, but he's clearly super interested in the bracelet and how it works, because there's something going on here that you didn't notice or couldn't notice because you don't have a knowledge base in it. But yeah.
I mean, that sounds like tipping his hand,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's like, he may as well have done an
Yeah.
evil laugh there.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe this is the one, the one Mindflayer that you can trust.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh?
He
Maybe.
might be the one Mindflayer you can trust. You could ask
Probably
questions.
not, though.
You could ask questions and see if they'll be honest, but he's content walking in silence with his hands behind his back.
On that
I
note,
mean, is
would
there,
we
is
know
there
if
even...
it's- Sorry. On that note, we know if it's typical for Medusas to have the bracelets with them. Is that a
I
thing
mean,
they do?
you read books about them. They've never had mind control powers.
Okay.
That's not a thing. Like, that's just general knowledge. They've never had, like, mind control power. They've had all sorts of other powers, never that.
Sorry, Angriff. You can go.
Yeah,
I can't even remember what I was going to say now, so...
It's just that he's very content. Brian is very content walking along next to you, having amended the deal. And maybe you're praying he doesn't alter it any further.
I mean, we're probably going to end up killing this guy anyway, because, like, it fucking... neutral evil species, yeah. It's probably just going to end up playing out that way, because we end up killing half the people we end up talking to anyway, so...
Yeah, that is true. It is a 50% kill rate. It's actually...
Yeah, I
Do
mean,
you
like-
happen to know that Mind Flayers are a level 7 monster as well, and guess what level we are now?
That was very convenient for me for calculating something else, and so it's very funny that it kind of came out that way, and I was very pleased. But yeah, so you all, I'm gonna see what happens. Yeah, so you all managed to walk the rest of the day. You all feel a bit fatigued. You get the sense that, like, okay, this is the end of the day now. We should probably have a little pause.
It took us a day to get through to do this walk.
Yeah, it was
Christ.
sort of a more challenging, windy terrain than you expected that Barb took you through, because it's
Yeah,
Barb.
walking through the Underdark is bullshit.
Yeah,
When will you learn?
when
won't.
when will the party learn that this is a nightmare area of doom?
As we're setting up camp, I turn to Brian and I say, so did you brought the perpetual soup?
Well, did you ask Brian if he brought the perpetual soup?
Absolutely.
It's like, the what?
You know, every time we go to bed, there's perpetual soup. You must have brought some.
I love this idea that it's just every organic being has perpetual soup.
So basically every NPC we interact with. It
No.
wouldn't surprise me if Barb has just learned that everyone she speaks to just has this fucking soup going, and that's why it's called perpetual, because everyone's got it.
Everyone has
Exactly.
the same soup. No.
At what level do
Yeah.
we get perpetual soup?
What, do you think it's like a cantrip you learn at a specific level?
It's a level
Yeah.
10 spell.
Yeah, it's a level 10 spell
Petition-
for perpetual
Petition
soup.
to rename it the Soup of Theseus.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, hot chocolate's good.
Okay, I'm going to turn to Art now and be like, I don't think he has the soup.
It's
Don't-
fine.
Don't think
We
it's
got
a big deal. You should have provisions, right? I will busy myself finding a meal. And he just sort of immediately bolts off in a direction. He moves the fastest you've ever seen him move.
Oh my god.
He's a little bit unsettling.
Anger turns to Art and says, "We're gonna have to kill this guy at some point, aren't we?"
Nah, Brian's sound. Who have you ever met someone called Brian who was bad?
I can't say I've met very many people called Brian at all, to be honest.
Oh, there's
very
that
unusual name around these parts.
there's that cleric, Brian Blessed.
Is he a cleric? Okay.
He's blessed.
Blessed.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like thinking of the. Is that
My
right?
favourite thing about Brian Blessed is the fact that there is the Brian Blessed study for quiet learning at some university.
Oh no. Okay, so you've set up camp. Brian has returned, looking a little bit more satisfied,
Mm.
and just sort of sits watching.
Capri Sun some bats again, Brian.
He doesn't respond. He makes a
Brian.
point of not responding.
Brian.
Alright, Skewy.
Brian.
Right.
And art goes on like that until Brian responds.
Yeah, Brian turns to face him. That's the maximum response he gets. That's it. He's just turning to face you. He is not.
Do you think that would stop me?
Yeah. You hear like a sigh in your head. Yes.
Cool. All right. I guess we'll go to sleep. Can I try something first? Barb,
Yeah.
can I see that bracelet for a second?
Yeah, of course. Do you want one? I've got another one over here.
No, let me just see that one you've got on.
Okay, I'll bring it over. I put
Did
it right
you
up in Art's face like I did with Brian.
I'm just gonna take it off.
I think that would probably be a sleight of hand to just take it off.
Yeah, sure. That's like literally my thing.
Yeah, like it would
That's
absolutely.
the 20,
Okay.
not Nat.
Jesus. Okay.
Barb, I think
You need to do a saving throw?
you would probably offer some resistance to this, but you can make a choice between like athletics, acrobatics, whatever like you think would work here. You would offer some resistance because you are charmed in a way.
Okay.
You can choose the shittiest resistance possible, but you have to make some kind of resistance here.
Okay, I can do a strength saving throw. That's pretty bad.
Okay. Imagine if you get out-muscled by Barb in this.
You just
I
like,
got a
no.
12.
You got a 12, okay. You
Yeah.
try and pull back your wrist, but Art just slips it right off, and the effects of the charming have gone. But also so is knowledge of where the Medusa's lair is.
Oh,
Did we? I assume we've done like a history check or nature or whatever for what we know about Medusa.
Yeah. Would you say yes?
what am I going to do with my... Who am I going to give this gift to now?
I'll have it.
What was the gift? I'm so... Anyway,
I turn around, I get out like a bunch of those glow mushrooms from the side of the cave wall,
Oh.
and I've made like a little bouquet of them,
Oh.
and I give it to Art, and I was like, they don't drink these mushrooms, but you
Oh.
know.
Oh, this is nice.
It's very nice, very thoughtful. I'm not sure that the Medusa would have wanted it particularly, but neither here nor there, I guess.
What do you get for the woman who has everything?
Yeah, mushrooms.
So you're feeling a bit better now, Barb. Feeling a bit more.
Where are we going?
Do you remember the direction that you were taking us in?
I look around. Would I know? Would I remember
You'd
the
have-
vague
you'd have,
direction?
Like, you'd have like a vague knowledge, but now like specific knowledge of where the Medusa is lost to you, but you have like a vague knowledge of where you're going.
Okay, I'm going to point in the direction,
Yeah.
and then I'm going to say, down there, and then... No.
Okay.
Then that's it. We can put it on Brian.
I think it's if you'd
Brian
be willing.
hears this and just all of you hear it's kind of like a searing no, like a flat like you feel like a heat in your minds from the suggestion. He doesn't want it at all.
It was just a joke.
He doesn't understand our ways.
He doesn't understand humor. He hasn't quite graduated to that yet.
Mm. I mean, worst comes to worst, we'll take a sleep tonight, and we can wander away towards where we were going anyway. And if we get lost, we can always just pop it back on you, and then before we go in wherever we're going, take it right off again.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I've been thinking is that the closer we get, the more we'll probably see petrified dwarves. That should give us a bit of a clue. Unless she's been very subtle. And I don't think Medusa happen to be very subtle creatures. I'm completely pulling that out of my ass. I have no idea what it is. I was hoping you'd correct me, but you're not saying anything, so...
I don't know shit.
She
man.
can only assume what she said was correct now. No matter what. I do want anyway. Anyway,
Sorry, Brian.
it's like he doesn't he sort of gives you a nod of acknowledgement, but then just resumes watching the fire you've set.
That's
How
a
do you
good
get
show.
a fit like that, by the way? Can we make it ourselves?
What do you want, like the Mindflayer robe? Is that how you want to dress? I mean, to be fair,
It's
it does
pretty
look
cool.
sick. It does look sick.
It does look sick.
Like, it does look very cool.
I imagine Barb's quite mentally fatigued though, so I probably will like have as close as she can get to a sleep this time.
Yeah. Okay. Brian volunteers to watch again for the night. He doesn't require sleep in the same way that you do. So he chooses to stay up and watch over you all. And during the night, you have dreams of this horrible neon place called London, perpetual rain, broken dome.
No.
Yeah, you just
The
dome.
mound.
A dome.
The mound is gone.
Yeah, you hear like the year 2055. It doesn't make sense to you. Hear about a prime minister, a green party.
God,
Okay.
the rent is awful.
Yeah, the rent is awful. I mean, you do.
They have a case armor over there.
Art does have a dream of a junk shop in this terrible city, but you seem to be using it as a hideout before criminal activities.
Yeah, Art is all of a sudden really concerned about something called capital gains tax.
Yeah, I was wondering about the national insurance contribution and how that affects it.
How will this affect my property portfolio? Thinks Art.
How does it affect my crime?
Yeah, like,
Oh, your crimes will be unaffected.
yeah, and you seem to dream of another person called Mug, except this time they're an orc, actual full orc, with like a metal arm. It's weird. And then you wake up. Memories of this so-called London fading, as Brian is still just watching over you.
A horrible dream.
That was
Horrible
very
dream.
strange.
Yeah.
You
It's a
had
place
the
called
same
Britain.
dream, and none of you are questioning it.
Did we all have the same dream? Did you dream about a horrible, expensive, rainy island?
For some reason, I put a pint and I got 1p change.
Yeah. I'm not over the fucking calculator being like, if you drink more, you save more money from this budget, and I'm like, I don't think that's how it's gonna work out for me.
I think I was something called French, and I'm very confused. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
Doesn't sound real.
Renraku, all this weird stuff. No clue. No clue. The memories of it are fading as the memories from dreams always do. And Brian is just watching you all get up for the day.
I'm just thinking about this 1 penny that I'm supposed to be saving. I don't know what it means.
I'm just...
I only have to buy 3,000 pints to get enough for a bus ride.
What's a bus?
Yeah, like, there's a lot of... It's like a ship, but it goes on land.
It's really
Madness.
big carriage.
Where does
Don't gnomes have like motor vehicles?
No, you have no knowledge of that. Your dream feels fucking weird and alien to you. It's almost more alien than Brian himself.
I had a really good, like, crossbow that had like just that shot out. That was good.
Ryan, did you have the same dream?
Brian kind of responds, I don't sleep, so no.
I don't sleep. I only dream.
Oh, you,
Can't sleep. Can't sleep me.
you wish you had the capacity for that level of sort of like conversation and thought. Like, I don't sleep,
All
so I
right.
don't really understand what a dream is, so...
It's like a thought you have when you're asleep.
It's like a thing that can only get better.
Okay.
Boo!
Boo.
Okay, so... You're awake. You are probably, by your reckoning, about half a day's away from the Medusa's lair.
Okay,
And
I should have asked this when I took the bracelet off. Brian's been in my head. Does he
Yes.
remember where we're going?
No, he didn't eat your brain. Well, you can't eat your brain because you're a construct, but he didn't eat your brain. He doesn't have access to your memories.
Right. Okay.
Mm.
Well, then we'll just head in the general direction.
Yeah. What else can you do?
Yeah.
Nothing bad can happen.
Nothing bad can happen. So, as you're walking along, you hear these two lumbering sets of footsteps walking around, and you just hear this horrible, like metal spikes dragging on the rock. And you just... And these two creatures that have walked by, they look kind of like eyeless, misshapen humanoids walking by, scraping there, and you get a good look at their weapons. It is basically a mace, but with a skull where the spikes are coming out of. A spiked skull mace as they're walking by.
Are they dwarves?
Oh my god, it's Labour students.
Yeah, it's Labour.
They've got these huge briefcases.
Yeah. Roll a perception check. Actually, everyone has to roll a stealth check real quick, just to see if you have bamboozled them.
Okay, stealth, I got 19.
Yeah.
21.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell.
Can I
Don't
quickly
throw my glass on
activate
the floor, that'd be a good
password
idea.
No, you can't activate pass without trace. You have to go with it.
It's
Wow.
a 9 then.
Okay.
I rolled 17 with disadvantage.
Okay.
Nice.
So
I got perception 18 as well.
The party has passed this test. Okay, now you can roll a perception check, safe in the knowledge that you've just sort of pulled yourselves back towards one of the sort of rocky walls to avoid them. But
I got 18 perception.
Okay. These don't look like dwarves. They look...
Oh.
They're too tall, for one, and they look... they look like if you really fucked up a human, this is what you would get. I'll see if I can send you a picture of what this creature looks like real quick, because it's... but it is, in essence, just... It is kind of... I hate to say what this looks like. But it does kind of look like a balding, middle-aged, grey-skinned man walking around in a loincloth with a big spiked club. It is, in essence...
Jonathan Ashworth?
Yeah,
Your average reform voter.
John Ashworth, subject of the next... John Ashworth, subject of my next video about him being a crybaby loser. That's going to go
I mean,
down
you can
well.
the guess who fucked it for him when if Trump wins the US election will be a glorious moment.
Yeah, because I'm releasing the video after, so if he has fucked it for Kamala Harris, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind. Also, Labour tried to interfere in the Lithuanian election and made it so that an actual anti-Semite ended up having the balance of power, so that's pretty funny.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But he thinks he fucked it.
Problem, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. The Dawn of Nemonas, a completely normal-sounding political party that has no weird connotations in its name at all.
Is it a satanic cult?
It is not.
Is
but
it-
on the one hand, their
is it
leader did say...
kind of- If it had a colour, would it be kind of gold-ish?
It's kind of orangey, yeah. It is an orangey gold for their party colour.
Uh-oh.
And to be fair, on the one hand, their leader said he would execute Netanyahu for war crimes. On the other hand... He also claimed that Jews specifically oppressed Lithuanians during the Soviet Union. So, it's not great. Not great.
A land of contrasts.
Yeah, a land of contrasts indeed. So yeah, thanks, Labour. That guy has pretty much got the balance of power if things go really badly. So, it's maybe a bit much to blame them. They're more than capable of picking these people themselves, but...
So we've got Guardian Reader... monsters.
Yeah, you've got Guardian columnist monster walking around, John Ashworth.
Alan,
You can't quite understand what they're saying because none of you speak the language they speak, but you get the sense they're talking about how a specific community should have voted a different way. It's really weird. It's really weird.
Not to keep us off topic for too long again, but I last night I went to see public service broadcasting in Brighton, and I saw like 5 men who looked just like Mark Kermode, and that's the to sum up the audience.
Yeah.
And let's return.
And with that, we return. So yeah, you can't understand what these creatures are saying. None of you speak Undercommon.
No.
But they are rather surprisingly well-dressed kind of again like the snazzy butler look.
Yeah.
I can
I-
cast comprehend languages though.
Yeah, maybe an idea.
Are they like Anthony Hopkins in Remains of the Day?
He's kind of.
If you cast comprehend languages, we can try.
Yeah, so you can try and listen in. Have you cast comprehend languages then?
Well, it takes 10 minutes, but yeah.
Oh yeah, if it's gonna take 10 minutes to cast, they'll be long gone by then.
Yeah.
So
we trail them Assassin's Creed style, but then we probably have to do another stealth check. I
Yeah,
imagine.
you'll have to do a series of stealth checks to follow these guys around. But yeah, strange, eyeless, balding humanoids walking around with big clubs with spikes in them.
Yeah.
Have you
So
seen those
these are the
before,
guys.
Brian?
Like, I've encountered these creatures. I've fed on a couple. They're not particularly impressive. I could probably sneak up on one of them.
Well, we're asking if you're impressed by them.
Was there much to feed on?
Yeah, there was. Their thoughts are limited.
What are they?
He sort of thinks that he thinks about how best to describe this. He sort of, by my guess, I don't recall ever feeding on. He sort of like pauses. He's like, I don't recall feeding on, and he sort of gestures generally to the three non-constructs, but they seem like they're some kind of corrupted version of. And he gestures again to the humans and the half elf. As if they've lived here for so long, the very sort of evil of this place has warped them.
And now they can never leave the front bench of the Labour Party, even when they're voted out.
Yeah, that's right.
and that's why A, you don't vote Labour, and B, that's why you don't go to the Underdark.
Yeah. Inherently.
Two equally terrifying prospects.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Underdark budget was really harsh, actually. I think you'll find.
Next time, instead of going to the Underdark, I'm going to stay in bed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask Brian. Brian, are you like sick and twisted that you're like, oh, it's good to be like corrupted by the evil of the Underdark because you're from here, right?
He pauses on your question. He's like, I haven't been Brian for long enough to have really thought about it.
Okay.
Like I'm not separated from the elder brain. I've not had enough time to process what all of this is to come to any kind of serious judgment on it. Although I do recall among my kind that there were some who thought that the path of evil and domination was wrong. It's just that we immediately beat those people to death.
Yeah, hot take. Being evil is wrong. Get him, boys.
Yeah,
But you beat them to death.
Yeah,
you don't just like murder them. You beat them to death.
Well, it was usually the most convenient way at the time of discovery.
That's the most convenient way.
Well, at the time of discovery.
See, do you not have swords?
Oh, well, spears and such more, but not all of us carry around weapons.
All right. Okay.
But did you like these guys? Like the Elder Brain?
We don't have like an opinion on each other necessarily, other than like we have to like beat the other ones to senior positions. It's like very competitive.
Yeah, getting a job's a bitch these days.
Yeah, especially with the national insurance contribution.
Yeah,
it's really changed the market. The fucking elder brain.
Do you work in finance, Brian?
I have no concept of what finance is.
Yeah, he works in finance.
He works in finance.
I don't understand. I need someone to explain to
upwards.
me. Yeah, I need someone to explain to me why spending all this money on candles has seemingly bankrupted me.
The Mindflayer trading floor.
Yeah. Quickly, buy brains! Buy brains! The line just can only go up.
Brain stock is going up, isn't it?
Yeah. Wait, but what if the brain stock doesn't go up forever? Quickly, sell the brains! Sell brain stock!
Yeah, buy the dip! Buy the dip!
Yeah. If anyone's wondering what I think happened during the Great Depression, that is pretty much my executive summary of how that played out. So,
Brian, you're an odd duck, just so you know.
He has no response to this.
I didn't. They have ducks in the Underdark.
What?
Yeah, you're thinking of the Underdark.
We go to the Underduck? I'd like to see some ducks. Do you not have ducks here? How do you
I
live?
don't know what a duck is.
You don't?
Other than-
Brian. I take Brian by the arm and we walk in the direction that we're going in, and I just start describing ducks.
You feel like a resistance, but he sort of gradually gives in, and it's fine. Like he doesn't resist, but initially he's quite like reluctant to go along with you.
Tell me more about this quacking.
So, do you eat these ducks, or like, can you eat ducks, or
You
do they have
can.
large brains? You didn't,
It's not about the size of the brain sometimes in terms of, like, crows are really smart, but their brains are quite small. But I'm
You're
not
gonna
sure
have to
about
explain
ducks.
what a crow is to him.
A crow is also very charming.
A crow
but,
is like a duck, but a goth.
Yes, Angrith. Thanks for playing, Angrith. Yes, that is exactly what it's like.
Intriguing. And so, what's goth?
Goth is like, imagine if the world.
Antiquity Europe.
Yeah.
Europe. You guys are remembering stuff from Shadowrun now. God, the pie's too hot to handle. Anyway, yeah. So Brian is fascinated. He's enjoying learning about the stuff. You get the sense that if you're telling him information, he will absolutely willingly listen to you talk about anything that's actually useful information.
Yeah. Art has 40 minutes uninterrupted to just talk about ducks.
Yeah. And as you're talking about ducks, you do
Duck carving.
Yeah, you do come across this carved structure into the wall of the Underdark. This very finely carved structure, almost looks kind of like a ziggurat, but it's not a ziggurat because it's not a freestanding structure. But I
don't know what that is.
I
hear that in D&D things sometimes, like, you see the ziggurat, and I'm like, I'm looking that up.
It's basically a pyramid.
Yeah, it's basically a pyramid, but look, I'm not doing Graham Hancock shit where I'm going to call it a pyramid. It's not a pyramid for real, but it's basically a series of terrace steps that lead up to a basically massive fucking temple complex. Like the ziggurat of if that doesn't help because you don't know what a ziggurat is.
I just googled it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Alright, I'll fucking Google it. Jesus Christ. Do your own research. Google is free.
Yeah, you know.
And I've got to try and figure out how to spell ziggurat.
It looks like it looks like it would evolve into a Mayan pyramid.
Yes,
it's not quite as impressive.
It is much older than a Mayan pyramid. At least the ziggurat of I think it's much older than Mayan pyramids.
I don't know. ZYGIRAT?
Are you being
GGUR?
I'm fairly certain I'm dyslexic.
The Great Ziggurat of yeah.
I genuinely have no idea how you would spell that.
ZIGGURAT.
Okay.
Zig, you are a rat.
Yeah.
I just remember them from World of Warcraft 3. That's where I learned what they were.
Oh, yeah.
World of Warcraft 3?
No, regular Warcraft 3. I'm old.
World of Warcraft 3.
Okay. Right, we're grand. Yep.
Yeah.
It's not a duck. That's the important part. It's not a duck.
Yeah. Fuck. I ate too much pie in one go. Now you have to wait for me to chew.
Yeah.
Also, the Great Ziggurat of has ratings on fucking Google, and it's got a 4.5 out of 5. How the fuck did you rate the Great Ziggurat of anything other than... What the fuck is wrong with people? I'm like...
Seen better ziggurat.
Yeah, Ziggurat was impressive, but my
Wasn't
tour guide called me a fascist, so...
Yeah.
I mean, it is in Iraq,
No McDonald's.
so, but I don't think the tour guide's going to be... I don't think they do tours there anymore, but anyway.
Stonehenge, not even a henge, 0 stars.
Yeah, it's not a henge, and I do think that we should rename it, but yeah, you are confronted with these sort of stone staircases that lead up to what is pretty plainly, meant to evoke a temple-like complex.
Do we think this might be it?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Are there any statues around that look like they've got beings in them?
You don't spot any humanoid statues on the way there. That's what makes it kind of eerie, given your assumption that the Medusa would sort of deliberately turn people to stone.
Yeah. Are there any like brick-shaped living beings that?
Don't call me out like this.
Ziggurat is exactly the kind of place that a Medusa would keep a bunch of transmogrified people, though. So
Yeah, maybe she had.
Should I put the bracelets back on?
No. No, don't do that.
I like how you two have like both found like mind wiping artifacts and have been like obsessed with them, and the other has been like, maybe you should put that down.
Each of us, the other thinks they're more responsible. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right.
Oh dear.
Okay, we're gonna go up. Look, can we sneak up? I want to go very slowly.
How are you gonna? Okay, you've seen the picture of the ziggurat over there. I'm gonna ask you, how are you gonna sneak up there? I'm gonna ask you sincerely, how would you sneak up it?
You know, like when a cat is being sneaky, but like
but it's like very obvious
in the middle of the living room.
Yeah. Is that your? Are you really gonna try and cat sneak up? You're gonna have to convince Brian to do it too.
Nah, I just think everyone got their reflective surfaces, their mirrors and stuff ready.
Everyone sort of crouch a little bit.
That's how you do it, yeah.
Sorry, I've got counter charm here. I'm trying to work out if I can have to cast it in combat or if I can do it now because that might be helpful. But I don't think I can.
Brian
I think
does suggest to all of you that kind of device could work in a two-way fashion. It's just a matter of resisting the control.
What, that we could charm the Medusa with
or
it?
You could at least get an insight into how she's thinking, her mental state, that sort of thing.
Oh my god, it's Facebook.
Yeah.
I take it that's a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom save against a pretty chunky DC.
Can I cast counter charm then? Because then everyone within 30 feet that's friendly with me will get advantage on saving throws against being frightened and charmed.
I'll put it on because I've got.
Okay.
I've got advantage against being charmed.
Sorry. So this is not a magical charm, and it's not the charmed effect. You had the same impact as being charmed. It is not like magically being charmed. So Brian kind of hears you mention this. He goes, "It's not that type of thing. It's like what my people use.
It's a pedantic charm.
It's what my people use. And he sort of demonstrates by using a mind blast on a stone that he's pretty convinced isn't a humanoid, and the stone blows up. It's like that.
How do you blast something without a mind?
Well, it does.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's like that?
It's
you just blew up a stone.
It's a property that my people fixate on. The sort of workings of the mind, control of the minds, you know.
Enough of the blowing up. Let's not focus on the blowing up stuff. What I really want to know, Brian.
Stakes IRA.
Brian, you obviously want this monster's brain. We all want to end this stuff.
Actually, having discussed it with the shiny one, we agreed that we would try to take her alive.
One.
I don't care. What I want to know is, you can levitate.
Whoa.
Go up there and have a look. From over here. You don't need to go in. I want you to scout out the area for us, if that's possible.
He gestures at the door that's visible. What am I meant to? Okay, I'll have a look. But
thank you.
Thank you.
I think we're rubbing off on Brian.
Then okay. Okay. He does levitate, as you say, and he's a bit confused as to how you knew he could do that because he never mentioned it. And
when I was in London, I played Baldur's Gate 3. It was very confusing.
Yeah, it was really it was very confusing because it felt oddly familiar, but also very alien at the same time. He goes up the stairs rather quickly, and just sort of has a little look around. And after about 5 minutes, he comes back and he's like, "Well, I have some good news and I have some bad news. The good news is that we shouldn't really meet very much resistance for quite a while until we get into the complex. The bad news is complex is understating it because it appears there is a functional or somewhat functional settlement inside this this.
Angus just shaking his head. Like, there's always some bullshit.
And the other bad news is, do you remember those large humanoids from before? It seems to be a settlement of them.
I told you, bro. I told you.
Don't go in the Underdark.
Yeah.
So, should we spend less time arguing on the steps of this settlement?
Oh,
Maybe.
says he who spent like 20 minutes explaining what a duck and then a crow was.
There was way more than that.
All right, though. But if we think that the Medusa's in here, right, in this complex.
Oh, almost certainly. I saw a large palatial-like structure. Way
All
at
right,
the
so
back.
we're in a cave. Let's block the entrance. Job done. Never hurt the dwarves again. We don't need to bother. None of us have a boss fight. We solved everything.
Brian
What if they can dig?
Brian tenses up, and that aside, our agreement was that I would get to the Chris levitating in was very funny. Our agreement was that I would get to at least eat the brain of this creature.
You can go in first.
No, I've got to say I'm with Brian on this.
What, you want to eat the brain as well?
I don't think we can share it, and I think it would probably give you some kind of disease.
I wasn't until you said that. And then I was like, could I?
Yeah, well, no, I want to.
I guess not.
Prion
I guess
diseases exist in D&D.
It definitely does. Like, there's no in a game.
Like,
I'm
when's
running,
the
prion disease is definitely gonna fucking exist.
Art's gonna get the RFK brainworms from these.
Yeah.
like when's the other opportunity you get a chance to maybe eat a brain?
Yeah, I mean,
we're not all Brian.
what, you gonna fry it up? You're gonna get some soy sauce in there? Like, what? What are we? How are we preparing the brain?
I mean,
Art's gonna get a brain worm and it's gonna be his new friend.
So you would prefer to go into this complex, deal with all of these eyeless creatures, and then fight a Medusa?
They don't know who we are. They don't know that we're hostile.
I think they probably figured it out. I put the bracelet on. They know what my deal is, I assume.
Not necessarily. Maybe only one cat person knows what your deal is, and maybe
Actually, do they know that I'm not charmed anymore? Could I just walk in there and they think that I'm a servant?
Brian offers the opinion that these people don't know who you are, and that lots of different weird creatures do weird interactions with each other's settlements in the Underdark. You wouldn't be like.
let's just.
He
wander through.
proposes that you could probably just walk in.
All right, plan.
I still wanted to do the cave in. I'm going to follow behind sulking.
You could do it on the way out. After I've had lunch. He's eager to eat now. It's about time. He's gonna get hangry.
Yeah.
Like union rules.
Yeah.
All right.
He does float up.
That's good.
Float up the stairs, would you? It takes you a good long while. This is a big ass staircase. You get to this beautifully carved entrance, which does have a dwarvish flair to it. And you enter into what is this? It's a very crudely made. You get the sense that like some parts of this would have been made with dwarf labor, other parts of it would have been made with whatever these Guardian columnists, they would have made these themselves. Because you just see like these really similar, poorly constructed rectangular houses and some specialized building, but not very much as you're walking through, and no one pays you any mind. No one pays you any mind as you walk through.
We get a better look at
Alright.
these creatures when we're going through. Can we tell what's wrong with them?
Roll a perception check.
I rolled a 6, so I doubt I know anything.
I rolled a 17.
I guess, because you, what's your intelligence? What's Art's intelligence? This is a baseline stat.
My intelligence is pretty good.
Yeah, that's-
It is 15.
So
plus 2.
In your years of collecting junk, you have found books that were, you suspected they were like fictionalized accounts of people going into the Underdark and things like that. But you have read about creatures like this. And this kind of process happens over centuries. This is centuries of just sort of like change and adaptation and learning. But you seem to recall stories about lost groups of humans, lost groups of elves, lost groups of humanoids becoming creatures like this. They're called Grimlocks. They're traditionally called Grimlocks. And you know that they're not usually this calm around outsiders as well. This is unusual to see them calm, and you do spot that they are all wearing, whether voluntarily or otherwise, the bracelets that Barb put on foolishly.
Okay. We'll communicate that to them. What these are? They're just like some guys who got lost a while back. Someone.
Brian, do you want these bracelets?
I'm curious about them. I'm curious as to how a creature like a Medusa could adapt the means of my people in this way.
We could ask them.
I don't think she's going to be forthcoming for some reason.
But these guys know where they came from, right?
I mean, I've got a feeling they might not understand.
I would be kind of cautious about talking to these creatures, considering that he gestures to one wearing the bracelet. That makes me cautious about speaking to them, whether they understand it or not. Their master will be able to understand us, probably.
Okay.
Do you think they know about ducks?
They don't speak common, as far as you know.
Yeah.
None of the languages you've heard languages, you assume it's a language being spoken around you. It's not even sound close to common.
And generations living away from ducks. Tragedy.
God. Oh.
A duck is a medium-sized waterfowl.
Is that a D&D description of a duck?
Get some duck stats up right now.
Alright, you know what?
Charisma,
D&D
20.
I'm curious. Do ducks have a stat? Oh no, there is actually the first thing that comes up is I need duck stats in D&D homebrew on Reddit. And there you go.
I did play a duck in D&D once. So.
Someone has made duck stats for a giant duck.
And is the charisma 20?
The charisma is 12.
Then that's wrong.
Yeah, the charisma for like a normal-sized duck appears to be -1. Oh, sorry, 9.
The one Rizzler duck. What is happening here?
Yeah. But so why does it have keen sight and why isn't it unaligned? Oh yeah, because they're neutral good, which is completely correct. Completely correct. Ducks neutral good.
So what concerns me about this situation though is if we are coming in here to talk to, I look around to the humans, the corrupt humans,
The Grimlocks.
talk to their master. If something were to turn awry, then we would have like 100 of these things quite angry with us.
Maybe they might also. I mean, if we defeat and maybe kill the Medusa, maybe that'll set them free.
I think that word might be the same in Undercommon. I don't want to risk it.
Continue. Please continue.
No.
No. I just did a roll.
I mean,
Are they all just like started looking at us?
No, everyone's still carrying on with their business. You
Right.
see one kind of rolling this big stone wheel down the street, seemingly to do nothing with it, but you know.
Wait, is it like a purposefully carved wheel, or is it just a really round?
It's
Alright,
purposely
okay.
carved. They're not like they figured out like copper tools and stuff like that.
Just rolling a big rock down the road.
Yeah, it's just a guy being a dude. You know, it's fine. There's nothing to worry about.
Grimlock Mr. Beast. He's
Mm.
doing challenges in his.
The
Grimlock
LA
Mr. Bean,
Beast,
alright.
the Grimlock LA Beast showing up and chugging pints of milk. I've got expired milk from the surface, and I'm gonna chug it right here.
Brian, is this like kind of the vibe of where you're from is like? Like, are these guys like what you wear?
Oh, I don't know what I was before gestures at the current form. Like, I don't. Oh, you don't mean before I transformed? You mean before I separated from the elves?
Yeah, you're like when yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
We have a much more, he sort of looks at the buildings, appealing aesthetic sense, I suppose I would say. But people mostly conduct their affairs without interrupting others. Although we don't really tolerate outsiders much unless they're thralls or for eating, as the case may be.
Would you say this Medusa's acting as a sort of elder brain, primitive elder brain? I don't want to offend you, but
Well, she doesn't have the. Well, I wonder to what extent she actually has power over these individuals, but she doesn't seem to be providing knowledge to them or cultural direction. Again, he gestures to the very basic buildings. Who's to say they don't do this on their own without Medusa or some such? Doesn't.
then what would
They
be the
just
point
think-
in putting the bracelets on in that case? I suppose is the question.
I guess they just think she's chill.
Might be part of an exchange of some sort. Perhaps these creatures have some kind of leadership that has made an arrangement with this creature. In any case, we should be careful. If she's using this kind of tool, she's clearly smarter than your average Medusa.
Well, we better not have any picnics.
Oh my god.
I was chewing for so long. I'm gonna take another bite. If the party wants to carry on, they can carry on. Otherwise, I'm eating again.
Yeah.
In
well, I
silence,
guess-
eating the pie, not reacting.
The pie is good though. That's why.
What kind of pie is it?
It's an apple pie.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does Brian know what an apple is?
No.
Does Brian know what pie is?
No, he eats brains. Why would he know what a fucking pie is? Sorry, I didn't mean to come across so, like, aggrieved at the concept of him knowing what a pie is. It's just...
All right, let's continue. Let's
Yeah.
let's get.
We'll
up to
we'll
whatever.
tell Brian about pie later.
Yeah, you find no resistance as you reach what looks like the obvious sort of home of a Medusa. Again, it's kind of carved out of this inner wall. Sort of stairs leading up to it. Same kind of thing you saw at the sort of ziggurat-like entrance earlier. And as you've sort of approached the palace, the construction of the buildings has got better. Almost as if, like, she has some kind of labor force under her power that is better at doing this than, Guardian colonists.
Mm. So, do we think she's got some dwarves who've got got those bracelets on themselves who are helping out, and that's what? Do you wonder if that's what the ones with their eyes poked out are?
It would
We
make
did find a
sense
dwarf
to,
at the start, right?
would make sense to poke their eyes out. Then if they look at her, they don't get turned to stone.
Yeah.
Can she just close her eyes?
I mean, she
So-
could, but she might refuse to for cultural reasons. Brian is disdainful of
Are
the
we being
concept.
culturally sensitive to the monster that turns people to stone?
I mean, Brian did not sound sensitive when he said that word, to be clear. He seems
Right.
he seems generally offended at the concept of creatures like her, and to be honest, a lot of you having culture. He doesn't really think of you as cultured in the way that he thinks of himself.
Oh well, at least we know what a duck is.
It's not relevant to him though, is it? Like,
Yeah, well, what kind of culture could you have without that knowledge?
lots of culture. Like,
No,
I'm pretty sure lots
No.
of cultures did not have the concept of a duck at some point. I'm gonna
and which culture has not been improved with that knowledge?
Okay, well that's fair. That's a fair that one I'll give you. But like, I'm gonna look up the natural range of ducks.
when the first ducks arrived in Kiribati, and they all were like, "Yes."
Yeah, they were like, okay. Well, I searched duck into Google, and I got immediately like places selling ducks to eat. So that's pretty good. Let's do duck Wikipedia. But that's not going to give me food. What is
Ducks migrate. Ducks have been everywhere.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Do they? Well, not Antarctica.
But they need
obviously,
fresh
there's
water, I
there's
suppose. So
no
if you're on an
fucking
island,
people
is what I'm
there.
figuring.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, well, there's no specific range provided on Wikipedia, so I just have to assume they live everywhere then. That's how that
Where do
works.
ducks not live?
Kiribati. It's going to be literally Kiribati and like Vanuatu and places like that, isn't it? Like,
They don't live in Antarctica.
well, yeah, nothing fucking lives there, really. Like, that's why whenever anyone saw it before fucking Europeans showed up, everyone turned away.
I'm just
Yeah, the
quoting
penguins really locked
amazing
that down.
waterfowl Ducks Unlimited, ducks.org. So
Should we get our mirrors out and wander into this building?
Yeah. Okay. As you wander in, would you wait? What's everyone's mirrored, sort of like polished mirrored item?
I got my disguise kit, so I've got a mirror for doing makeup in and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
very good.
I think I would have just like an old, like stolen kind of pocket mirror that looks kind of nice that I would have picked up from somewhere.
Oh, definitely. I believe that. Alright, Angrith, Elfin, do you have an item you could polish to a reflective surface?
Don't I have like plates on my armor that I could,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Yep.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Okay. It'll take you a while to polish them, though. Did you polish them in the morning?
I'd like to think I take care of my armor all the time.
That's fair. I'll let it slide.
That does make sense.
That does
yeah.
sound like Angrith to me, yeah. Elfin, what have you got?
I guess I'd probably have a makeup mirror.
Yeah. You know.
Oh, you do have. Yeah, you had that. You had that disguise kit, didn't you? That's how we changed your
Hair colour.
hair.
Yeah.
What about you, Brian? You got a mirror.
A what?
Brian. God, we need to. You've got so much to learn, like a reflective surface.
Oh, is this? He pulls out this sort of like, it looks like it went on his clothes, but it's this sort of like metal skull that is very reflective and shiny, and he sort of holds it up to you, and it sort of shows you your reflection quite clearly.
Pretty good. Did you take that off because it was really obvious that it was evil?
It became a hassle to maintain my previous sort of appearance, and so I thought, and also capes, you know, like they get caught in things, it becomes a whole thing. Like you don't, it's impractical. I don't know why they make us wear capes, but they make us wear capes. Possibly because it looks good, but
I mean, capes are cool.
They
You
are
can't
very
argue
cool.
with that.
I am speaking as me, not the DM or as Brian. I do think we should bring capes back. Actually, we should start wearing capes again. Like,
If I wore capes, I would look so big everywhere I went. I'd look. No bear would ever attack me.
Darth Vader mode. Like, I'm not just saying that because I wear a cape in my latest video, but I do think we should bring capes back. Alright, that is one hot chocolate drunk in an hour and 15 minutes. Probably a bit less time, but there you go. So, Brian sort of looks at it. He's like, is it obviously evil? It's just a representation of the skull.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about like culture.
And connotations.
and connotations that you might not understand from, I know that you look down on our cultures, but, there are many cultures out there in which wearing a skull...
It's not an actual... You do understand it's a representation of a skull, not an actual skull.
I get it, Brian.
That's why...
What Mindflayer skulls look like? Because they don't look like that. So why are you wearing a different creature's skull?
Is it a different creature's skull? Let me have a look. It does not look like a Mindflayer skull, actually, on the drawing provided. So,
and so you understand why that might
upset, because it looks more
people whose skulls that could plausibly be.
He's sort of like, it looks more, and he sort of tries to struggle for the word ape-like in formation.
So you know what apes are, but not ducks.
Oh well, depends on the knowledge of the Elder Brain specifically.
Like, how would you feel if we were going around wearing Mindflayer skulls?
I would think it's just a pleasant memento mori.
You're a fucking liar.
He's not betraying anything, but you can sense a smirk behind him.
That sounded like a joke.
Like you can sense a smirk in the voice in your head. Like he's trying to convey the direct feeling to you as he's speaking now more, because he gets the sense that you respond to cues like that, and so he's just trying to put you at ease, but it somehow puts you more ill at ease at some points. But he's trying, he's learning.
Yeah, fucking go to this guy, Jesus.
All right, nothing bad can happen.
Okay,
let's go.
Before we charge in,
how
are we planning to take this Medusa alive? Given that's Brian's plan,
stab it.
I can stun it. If you get me close enough, I can do the thing I did to the rock, and it will probably stun her.
Oh yeah, yeah. Explode the brain. That definitely.
It won't explode the brain. Probably.
I mean, if he explodes the brain,
you sense a smirk behind his words again.
As long as we don't explode the brain, it's fine. If
I explode the brain, then it's my own fault.
It's on him, yeah.
You're pretty powerful though, Brian. Why do you need us for this?
I suspect this will be more complicated than simply walking in and then devouring someone's brain.
Yeah, you might have to stab it first.
I mean, that wasn't what I meant, but sure.
Alright, I'm done with my questions.
And also, when you met me, I was in a weakened state, and so it was very convenient to travel in numbers, just in case something bad happened. But of course, as Art keeps pointing out, nothing bad can happen.
And let's face it, he likes us now.
He probably won't eat our brains.
Yeah, the best part about being friends with the Mindflayer is that Art gets to make an actual friend.
I have. I mean, we're not counting you, but I've got 3 friends now.
The mushroom also.
4 friends, yeah.
And the tiny cat.
And Mug.
Mug is your friend.
Mug?
Yeah.
Kahana.
Yeah.
Kahana's probably not. It's probably more an acquaintance than friend, but yeah.
Yeah.
Professional acquaintance. Which I'm sure Angrith is delighted by conceptually.
Yeah, I just don't want to step on Angrith's toes on that one, so I'd like to keep a distance, but otherwise...
Yeah, you seem like the aloof type.
Hey, I just don't want... It's not about aloofness, it's about, I know how you feel.
Uh-huh.
This is the point to make Angrith walking first.
Angrith
Get out the conversation, we're getting in a fight.
You're talking about this outside of the palace. There are no guards, by the way. There's no nothing. If you all roll a perception check, and in fact, Brian is also gonna. Well, that was a 7, so that's not gonna do anything.
I rolled a 5, so I'm too busy winding up Angrith.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
Oh, I got a natural 20.
Okay. Angrith, you do hear the distinct sounds of like carving and mining and sort of the things you would expect to hear if someone was working on something.
Sounds like someone's building something.
You don't need to change the subject, Angrith. We know how you feel. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you building a bridge
we're gonna
to your
litigate
heart?
this now. Okay.
I hear it is natural for beings like you to have such feelings.
Yeah.
Tentacle face.
The
He
tentacles
doesn't mean
actually
that.
withdraw a little bit, and he's like, I cannot help how the transformation made me.
Are you like a snail? If we poke these tentacles, will they go back in?
We're getting off track.
He
What we're really
looks-
here for
you-
is
you-
Angrith's love life.
Yeah, you don't hear anything from Brian, but you get a feeling of displeasure at the question. Just conveyed in your head a feeling of displeasure.
Alright, I'm gonna poke my head in.
Okay, it is a rather well carved corridor leading up to a staircase. So it sort of goes across and up to a staircase. The obvious way to go would be up, because at the top of the stairs there are a large set of immaculately carved stone doors.
Ah, that's probably it then. I put my mirror in front of me,
Let's go.
behind me. Where's the best to put your mirror?
What do you mean behind you? Why would it be behind you?
What,
So
you
that
gonna-
she
you're gonna
sees
do
the
a
mirror,
trick
and then
shot?
she'll go-
You're
You're gonna do a trick shot on the Medusa. Just like-
Perfect. So she looks at me, she sees herself immediately.
What you need is the second mirror and do that bit out of Totally Spies where they shoot like lasers out of them somehow.
But then you're still looking at her, so you're both
Yeah, you both turn to stone, and then now you're shit out of luck because you have to use at least one greater restoration to solve this problem. Or indeed,
Listen, we're not at the door yet. One of you can correct me, but I'm walking up like that.
The way it works in the story is that he turns his back slightly so that she sees a reflection, not that he wanders around with his shield like that.
a trick shot. Fucking go! I just love the idea of just like no look. Whoa! Got him.
Eyes closed, eyes closed, eyes closed.
Just waving it around just in case she sees.
Yeah. He's just walking in with a I'm imagining like, you know, the like people who carry glass across a road in like action movies.
Yeah.
Just like that, but a mirror.
I'm doing a fucking spray and pray, but for like,
For
with
like
a mirror.
eyesight, for like a vision cone, as it were.
Exactly.
No, Barb, in front of you, you look at her reflection.
Yeah.
I walk backwards.
And you see Brian has the reflective surface in front of him. He's like, I understood it perfectly well.
All right, 5 points to you.
Oh,
I
you're
start
getting
walking
sick of him now, are you?
I will never get sick of anybody. And I stroke Angrith's face.
Just before the
Can I like
slap
do,
his hand away.
No, I'm gonna go for again, what's it called?
I'm
Would it be
I'm gonna issue like a note as the DM. You are about to enter a probably pretty hefty combat section. So if you're intending to do damage, I would be
No, I'm
really
not.
selective about what the damage is gonna be here.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to just like move out of the way.
Yeah, it's an acrobatics or athletics or
Oh, I'll take athletics all day.
What, against my what?
against
Yeah.
your caress, which I guess
Yeah.
would be sleight of hand.
That is a dirty 20.
That's a 28.
Yeah, so you even though you move back, you do get the full like loving caress of art on your
Christ.
face. Quite what you make of that
Fucking hell.
is all up to you, but that is what.
Well, that was weird.
Let's go.
Okay, we'll wait for Barb to come back, and then we will begin because it's going to be an involved period.
All right. While we wait for, but I'm gonna heat up my fridge slightly. So should we take us a 5-minute break and then we
Yeah,
can start?
Okay, we'll take a
Yeah,
5-minute
alright.
break. Okay, I'll put us on. Be right back, and we'll take a 5-minute break. We're back. We're back. It's all. We're about to do. Oh, I need to move Art's camera a tiny bit because Art has decided to sit slightly straighter now he's eating. So yeah, I kind of have to guess how you're all gonna lean when I do this. It's very fun. Also, I'm not in frame properly. Wow, it's just a mess. Okay, so you are outside of the door of the Medusa. I guess who's taking the lead? Who's opening the door? What's going on?
I'll take the lead.
Okay. So I'm just going to make a note. Angarith in the lead.
Using his get out of conversation free card.
Yeah,
by opening the door.
Angarith is like bullied by the conversation into leading, which is why, which Brian has misunderstood for actually being the leader. Okay.
Do not speak to me.
You did not seem positive about talking to a Mindflayer. I don't think Angarith was delighted. Like, okay, so Angarith, how do you open the door? It is a push or pull kind of door, so just to give you a clue.
Is there any benefit to just kicking the fucker in?
It's a really big stone door, so you would probably break your leg. So there's in fact not a benefit to doing that.
Well, there you go. There's the answer then. I guess I push it open.
Yeah, so you push it open, and it sort of almost effortlessly slides and opens, and it doesn't smash against the wall or anything. And you're in this what looks like an incomplete hall, and you spot on the side several dwarves, gnomes, dwergar, deep gnomes specifically, and courtois working on the walls and the sides and on various things. And you do spot the occasional, what looks like petrified person sort of lining a path up to a screen. A sort of a dark blue with yellow trim screen.
Okay. Fancy place.
I was hoping you were going to try pull and you do that thing where you sort of go. Boop, 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 boop.
I did offer the option of pulling the door, kind of with that intent in mind, but.
So do we walk backwards with the mirror?
You can angle mirrors. I don't know why this concept's so hard. You can walk forward and have a mirror angle.
Barb is going to walk backwards.
All right.
Bob Moon walks into the room.
I'm genuinely confused as to how this is not clicking somehow. I'm really like wondering what's happening here. So as you walk in, you hear you sort of make your way forward. The dwarves and so on who are on the side working on things, they don't regard you at all. They don't look at you. They don't speak to you. But once you get to within about 50-ish feet of the screen, you can hear a faint sobbing behind the screen.
Oh.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Hey, should we ask her what's wrong?
Who goes there?
It's
Is that how you ask what's wrong?
if you want a more conciliatory tone, you.
Angarith trying to confront and comfort you. Who goes there?
Have you tried not being sad? Like, very much. Have you tried losing weight and getting some exercise? Just Angarith.
Have you tried pretending you're not a Medusa?
Yeah. Oh god. I've got so much to write about for Keir 2. Fuck my life.
Are you okay?
Yeah, okay.
Everything good?
Like, you hear this kind of like you hear them like try and stifle the sobbing, and they're like, sorry, I would have put out hospitality if I knew I was gonna have guests.
You did know.
Yeah. I brought you a gift. Can I have the mushroom? Maybe she'll appreciate it. I don't know. No, you keep it.
No,
It's for
no,
you.
no, you're right. Yeah, you can give her the
I
mushrooms.
like how Barb is charmed without wearing the bracelet, apparently. Like, it's just so good-natured that she's
I'm gonna bring this gift to you. I'm gonna put it. I'm not gonna go near enough to look at you because I'm scared. But I'll put it near enough to you that you can get it later. This is a gift for you. Chip. I hope everything turns out okay.
She,
Um,
you see her hand reach out and grab the mushrooms. Like, there. She seems to weigh her words very carefully. You hear like this noticeable pause. As pretty, I guess is the word. Apologies, I was, thinking on this terrible curse I have put upon me.
we can get rid of curses.
There's this long pause. Like, what would you ask for in return? And Brian is sort of watching this exchange, and you can't read anything on his features because you don't really know how to read anything on his features, but it is as close to like a glare of when are we doing it as possible. You could,
Well, we don't really. The four of us don't really give a shit. For anything. We were sent down to stop like the wanton disappearance and murder of our friends on the top side, which should be grand. Brian here though, he's just quite interested in how you manage all the stuff, the magic bracelets or the non-magic bracelets. Right? You'd like to hear that stuff.
Brian, all of you here, like, yes, I would very much like to know more about how these constructs came into being.
Yeah. So, if we remove the curse and you just chat to us about that, that's all we'd need.
Okay, right. I'm gonna
This is not.
Brian,
at all.
he specifically communicates with you in the party. He goes, "This creature is lying to us. She will not honor an agreement."
Art thinks back.
Okay, insight on both of them. Go. Absolutely. You should insight both of these characters all the time.
Right. for Brian, that is a critical failure.
Yeah,
for
but
the other one, that is 19.
Okay, so first we'll deal with the critical failure on Brian. Brian has not given you any real reason beyond sort of the
being a creepy fucking Mindflayer.
Yeah, being a Mindflayer for you to distrust him. Like, none of his actions have been dishonest, and there's nothing. And now that he's sort of conveying actual feeling to you when he talks to you, you feel like he is completely solid in his conviction that he thinks this Medusa is lying to you. The Medusa, on the other hand, something feels off about this. It feels like she's way too prepared to talk to you. For a monster, for a cursed humanoid, to be this chatty, when she has blinded servants carving out her hall still, something feels wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, even if I feel like I have no reason to disbelieve Brian because of the way he's been making, the way he's actually been doing feelings, I guess.
He's also just conducted himself as you agreed.
That's true.
He has held to your agreements, like, quite strictly.
Yeah, but like, that doesn't mean that Angrith trusts him whatsoever.
That's true. You might be wise not to.
Yeah. Basically, even in spite of all of this, don't trust either of them.
So why do you, before we do anything, why do you have all these guys controlled and working on this wall? What's the point?
She sort of thinks for a second, because I wanted, as she sort of freezes, she's like, company. any kind of company that wouldn't immediately turn to stone. Do you think it's my first choice to live with? And she sort of pauses, like, those poor twisted creatures that live in this city.
Like,
But you can have company without making them slaves.
Have you not heard of mirrors?
I tend to avoid them.
Yeah, but like face them either way, so that they don't have to look at you, but and then you could still chat. Like, I don't get what the like. Why would you have to? Why would you have blind slaves? This seems
The forced labor doesn't seem like the best way to make friends. If I'm honest.
Yeah, it doesn't seem
It
like
doesn't seem great. She hasn't thought this through.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you've really sort of set up the conditions to foster long-lasting friendship. If I'm gonna be honest.
Okay,
So on the surface, we have these things called taverns, and there's dragonborns in every one, and they're cool as shit. And they're always serving drinks.
Have you heard of ducks?
Yes, I used to live on the surface. I was a
Ducks are
human.
great, aren't they?
Sure. Brian interjects again. The creature is stalling for time.
What? Fucking art or the Medusa?
The Medusa. He can't-
Time to do what? Art thinks in his head. Time to do what?
And
She knew we were coming.
that's precisely the problem. She might have some sort of... And at this point, you immediately now, like, as this is said, spot 4 of these cursed humanoids charging towards you, having camouflaged themselves into the wall with their grey skin. And so... They actually do have a specific ability that allows them to camouflage into the walls, so...
Even but they're not finely dressed.
No, these ones are not finely dressed. They are dressed in... they are pretty much naked. So...
Why are
Alright.
the other ones wearing suits?
She liked to dress them nice. These ones were on a mission. They're special. It's like the tactile
They're going
neck.
commando.
From fucking... It's Archer, the tactile neck, but for them it's going nude.
Should we roll initiative?
Yes, but you are surprised for the first round.
Okay.
Damn it.
Okay, so...
Brian wasn't surprised. He knew
Oh,
what was happening.
Christ.
Brian knew...
7.
Yeah, Brian is not
Oh, wow.
surprised because he was completely fucking aware of everything the whole time, that there was something wrong. So what is Brian's
19.
initiative? Let's see what Brian's initiative is. Oh, that's good. That's a 6.
Aye. I got a 7.
Okay, hold on.
I got a 3.
Oh my
Oh
God.
boy.
Let me just write everyone's hit points who's not a player character real quick.
I got 20,
Um,
30.
And I'm 19.
1, that is that many. Sorry, I'm just doing all the HP stuff real quick, just so I don't lose track of who's who or any of the NPCs, because Brian is probably gonna die here. Maybe. Depends on how poorly this goes. And how many hit points does she have? Oh god fucking damn it, I forgot how many I gave her.
Like 12.
Maybe 5. Yeah.
Yeah, like 7
Maybe
hit points.
5.
It's fine. It's because she's
Just roll a d20.
because she's depressed. She's only got 5 hit points. Okay, so
Could a depressed person make this?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Oh wow. Okay. I did not expect them to roll this well for initiative, and the Medusa's initiative is, well, that's good news for you. It's a 5. Okay, so did anyone get more than 15?
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, so what did you get?
I got 19. Elfin got 20, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Elf, is that a natural 20, or it doesn't really matter? You're going first anyway.
30. You know,
Yeah.
if it's the crit, you get 2 turns.
Is that right? Well,
Don't Google it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a look into that in a sec.
It's somewhere near the back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. It's in another Dungeon Master's guide. It goes to another school, right?
Yeah, the Canadian 5e
Yeah,
book.
right. Okay. Did anyone get above 6? Did anyone get above 6 for Brian?
I got 7.
Okay. Oh, I need to write Art's full name out because both of you begin with the letter A. So goddamn it, this pen.
His full name being Art.
Yeah, that's right. God, this pen is fucking useless. I just wrote a cross instead of a 7. So Brian gets himself a 6. Angrif, did you get more than a 5?
No,
Oh my god! So you're below the Angrif. What did you get?
3.
How did you get a fucking 3? How would you get a 3?
I have a +0 to initiative.
Oh my
Angrif's
god!
on the kiddie table again.
Yeah.
I have a +4 and only got a 7.
Jesus
We
Christ!
rolled the same then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Okay. All of that not all of that sort of out of the way. It's so Elfin I need to distinguish Barb from Brian because they both begin with a B. Elfin, Barb, you are surprised this round. The Grimlocks have come up to you. And who was on the flanks here? I think probably Brian on one flank, and who was on the right flank then?
I don't want to admit to being on the right. So.
Yeah, everyone has to outleft. Everyone was on the
Given
left flank.
I handed the mushrooms to the screen, I'll probably be on the edge, right?
Yeah, okay, so it's Barb and Brian getting it from these Grimlocks first. So
2 Bs.
they have these spiked. You get a closer look at their weapons. These ones are actually made of the spines of some kind of humanoid with their skull still attached, with the spikes sticking out. And so they have 2.
Hey, Brian, that's bad guy shit.
You see, that's the connotation people were talking about.
Yeah.
So 2 of them are going to go after Brian. Oh, wow, fuck
Looks
me.
perfectly harmless.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. That is an 18. Does that hit Brian? It does. That's 1 hit on Brian. And that is a... What was their bonus there? It is a 16. 16 also hits Brian. Fucking hell. All right. So, Brian is getting 2 lots of 2d4 damage.
How many hit points does he have?
He has a number. He can hold his own with you lot. That's what the impression you get from him.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's more than we do. This is a Mindflayer.
Oh, plus 1d4. Oh, okay. No, okay, I got that right the first time. So that is 8 points of damage from 1, and that is again 8 points, so 16 points of damage as they just pummel. They just come in and smack him, and his tentacles are getting shredded by the spikes. He gets hit twice, and he just kind
How
of
unfortunate.
He has this moment where he just sort of holds his head and is just trying to like recover. Really, he just needs a moment. It's his welcome to the party moment. Like when
Hold on, Brian. You need to stay alive long enough to see ducks.
Is that right? Okay, now Barb.
Yeah.
The other 2 have come up to Barb and are taking big old swings at her. That is a 19.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
And that is an 11.
Okay, that one doesn't hit.
Okay, so one of them swings and Barb just sort of deftly dodges, but as she's dodged, another one just lands a massive crack where the clavicle would have been. But she is, of course, a construct, and so that is that plus 3 is 10 points of damage done to Barb.
Woof. Okay.
Wow.
How do we heal
Splintering
Barb?
off. Well, I guess via the usual means and by sleeping.
Oh,
so that is 7
the healing
points.
spells don't work on her.
Yeah, I think your
Are
healing
you,
spells would
hand
work.
waving it?
So Art is surprised. Brian is not surprised and is in fact fucking furious.
Can we say,
I expected this.
for Art's surprise, can it just be that the concept of these folks appearing out the wall
so
is
funny.
just so funny that
It's
he's
so-
just kind of doubled over laughing?
The most hilarious like ambush in
Yeah.
history has just occurred, and he's just like fucking hell.
Can I say we're coming out of the walls?
Yeah. You see
A full frontal ambush is just.
you see Brian sort of recover.
Game
And
over, man. Game over.
He goes for one of those blasts that he did earlier, and he tries to hit both of them. So they need to save on a DC 15 intelligence saving throw, which I'm going to be real with you, is unlikely. That's one failed, one passed. Fucking hell. Okay, so how much damage does that do? 2d10 plus 4. Fucking hell.
Fucking scientist that was just hiding in the wall with his dick out. It's just
Yeah. I'll at least fuck a Peter ass motherfucker.
Jesus Christ. Alright. So 2d10 plus 4 to, I'm gonna just say number 1 and 2 went for him. That is 12 points of damage, and he's stunned for 10 turns.
Oh.
woof.
All right.
Yeah, so
That's pretty good.
probably best to leave him to Brian. Also, I'm gonna put stunned so I don't forget.
It's a little bit OP. 10 turns. Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's for 1 minute, and each turn is 6 seconds. So that is just how it goes. Okay, so now Art's doubled over laughing. Brian has got his revenge. Well, from that part 1 of revenge. Now it's the turn of the Medusa herself. So what is she gonna do? Is she gonna pull away the screen now, or is she gonna... Let's see. She is going to pull away the screen. So she's toss away the screen as a bonus action. Turns, very elegantly dressed snake hair, all of the Medusa stuff. And she is going to cast... I'm trying to think now. She's gonna cast Scorching Ray. And Scorching Ray is going to go after Angriff. So 2 of the rays are going to go after Angriff, one of them's going to go after Brian.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm concerned about the one who's just laughing.
Yeah, the one who's laughing, she's kind of like, well, we'll sort of deal with that when we deal with that. Okay, so she needs to make spell attack rolls, which is going to be a +7 to hit.
Jesus.
26 on the one on Angriff, which I think will hit.
Yeah, probably.
23 on the second one on Angriff.
Uh-huh.
And 15 on the one on fucking Brian, which does also hit.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. What the fuck was that? Did I make this character too powerful? Who's to say? No one can.
Next session, we're waking up in the dungeon of a Medusa.
Yeah, that's good luck with that, everyone. Well, the good news is it's only 2d6 fire damage.
Per thing.
Yeah, per thing, yeah.
Right.
So that is 4 plus 14 points of fire damage to Angriff, and that is 6 points of fire damage to Brian. So that's actually a lot less bad than it could have been, if you think about it. If anything, it went really well. I think I should be praised for how merciful the Medusa was in that case.
Yeah.
Or how merciful the dice were, as the case may be. Right, now it's Angriff's turn, who is simply too dumbfounded by what has happened to respond, and that brings us back to the top of the initiative order, Elfin.
I think Eldritch Blast.
Fuck
Fuck them up.
On who?
Medusa.
Okay, that's an attack roll, right? It's a spell attack roll.
Oh,
Okay.
It's 2 attacks, yeah.
Yeah, but give it your best shot.
Ooh,
I
that's...
can't believe Elfin's trying to be useful. This is fucking terrifying.
That's a 9, and
Don't think a
that's
9's gonna do
16.
it. 16 does it, 9 doesn't.
Yeah.
God, a lot of ACs of exactly 15 in this fight. That's very fucking weird.
So that's 5 points damage.
Okay. So one blast just goes over her head and damages the wall, and she's like, God, I'm gonna have to get someone to... And then she's complaining, you get her like on the shoulder with the Eldritch Blast. So that's 5
Gonna
points.
have to get a man in.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to collect another dwarf to deal with, buff out that wall. Fucking hell. You know, Okay, Elfin, that's your turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Barb, you're up, in that case.
Okay, so I've got 2 guys in front of me, right?
Yeah, you have 2 guys engaging you in front of you. They have just battered you.
Okay, in that case, I'm going to use Thunder Wave to try and knock them both away.
Okay. Do they need to make a strength save, is my question.
Let me have a look. Each creature in a 15-foot Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that's probably very lucky for you. Oh well, maybe not actually. What's the DC they need to beat?
Oh god.
So it's
14.
19 for one of them, and an 8 for the other. So the second one is getting flung back, I guess.
Yes. So what if they succeed,
Yep.
they take half as much damage and aren't pushed.
Okay.
But the other one will be pushed.
Okay, roll the damage for the spell.
Okay. That is fucking hell, 7.
Okay, so that's 4 for the one that doesn't get done in here. And for the one that got pushed back, that is 7. Which is, actually I completely did the maths wrong there. Apparently 26 minus 7 is 21 now. So there you go, everyone. New maths just dropped. Okay, there you go. Yeah, so that one, the sort of last one has been pushed back. And has sort of hit his back against the wall a little bit as he sort of tripped over on his way. Startled that anyone could even push him. But now it is back to these guys' turn.
Can I use my bardic inspiration, actually? I want to give inspiration to... who's going to be doing a lot of fighting?
Hello.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to give bardic inspiration to Angriff. So you get an extra inspiration die that you can add to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw.
Okay.
And that's a 1d8.
Oh, well, an extra 1d8. Okay, all right.
Okay.
That's to the actual attack itself, isn't it? The attack roll itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, not damage or anything like that.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so you now have... So one of these guys is stunned. He's going to try and save from it. He does not save. He is in big trouble when it's his next turn. The other one that's next to Brian is going to try and take a big old swing at his head. And miss! Brian just isn't having it now. He's turned it on. Brian has turned it on after initially being taken by surprise. But Barb, the other one that you just pushed back comes right back up to you and just goes for it. Overarm swing. That is a 17.
Jesus, yeah, that hits.
And that is 7 points of bludgeoning and piercing damage, respectively.
Okay.
So that is 7 points, and the other one is going to take a swing at you now, and that is 13.
Jesus. Calm down, guys.
These guys, they're not letting you win.
So that's 20 points of damage in total.
No,
for those
sorry,
guys,
that's
right?
sorry. 13 is the roll to hit. Yeah. Does 13 hit? Is what I was asking.
Oh right, no.
Okay, no. Then yeah, the other one just from the sheer force of how the other one hit you, the other one was already swinging and missed.
Okay. So how much damage do I take?
You just take 7. Just 7.
Okay.
Not 13.
All right.
It's not 20.
For a second, I thought, yeah.
I was like, well, we're fucked.
No. They don't do that much damage. These guys don't do that much damage. The Medusa's a different fucking problem, but but this is not that problem yet. Art, you're up.
All right.
So just to lay out the battlefield for Art, there's a Medusa, there's a bunch of naked grey dudes. One of them is looking very dazed and confused, and Brian is looking at him very, he's intrigued by the fact that he's dazed.
Yeah.
And there is one more next to him, and there's 2 attacking Barb right now.
How far is the Medusa?
Probably a solid 50-ish feet away.
Okay, well, in that case, Art stands up, wipes a tear from his eye, and goes, all right, let's kill some things, and runs towards one of the ones that's attacking Barb, and just full on. They're engaged in combat, so full on attacks with sneak attack.
Probably the one that she damaged, right? First, the one she pushed back is probably
yeah.
Cool. Roll to hit him.
Roll to hit is a 14.
That'll do it. Again,
Okay.
these guys are they just caught you in a bad moment. Otherwise, these are pretty easy guys to beat.
I thought for a second it was a 1 and I was panicking, but
okay. You dropped the dagger. Oh no.
Okay, so that's 2 sorry 8 plus 8 plus 4 plus 14 for the sneak attack damage since he's engaged.
Yeah.
is what 22.
That is exactly the amount of hit points you needed to kill this first one.
Okay, so just that first one, just runs up
First
behind
one
him,
just-
fully just slits his throat, and is
Yeah.
like, "All right."
He's
Turn-
grabbing at it and he kind of falls back onto Art a little bit, but Art's already moved out of the way.
Yeah, it's
Definitely.
like-
He actually no, I got the wrong one. He is on -3 hit points. Good job.
and then bonus action,
Yep.
offhand attack for that other one.
Yep.
And that
God, I
will
love rogues. They're so good.
that won't hit. That's only a 10.
Yeah, you find the hide of this creature or skin or whatever you want to call it. Just a bit too difficult to get with your dagger.
Oh, you've got a thick arse, boy.
Yeah. That is it. And now it is Brian's turn. And Brian is looking at the stunned one, and you see his tentacles wrap around it, and you just hear that boring sound from his beak scraping against the skull until and then you hear the pop and a slurp, and you see the body of this creature tense. I will roll the damage, but it's 10d10 damage, and I think mathematically he can't not kill them. It would be very difficult for him not to kill him. In fact, I'm just gonna get Google to roll 10d10 real quick, because there's no way I'm gonna roll 10d10. Yeah, roll me 10d10, Google. 45 points of damage, which is way
That's bad for 10d10.
Yeah, he rolled well. So he had 14 hit points when he attacked him. So that's that.
Art imagines a thumbs up and projects it towards Brian.
Yeah, if Brian were in your head, he would certainly appreciate it. But you see the body twitch and tense as he's just sort of slurping out that brain. Oh, there you go. Now it is the turn of the Medusa.
Hooray.
Which, as we've discovered, is a bit of a fucking problem. So she's used 1 second level slot.
Wait, how can she have surprised us when we knew she was there?
Well,
The little guys, I'll grant you.
The little guys distracted.
We were literally watching her.
She was behind a screen. You don't know where she is. That's my excuse now. We need
a referee.
We need a ref
for this shit.
It's a shame that I'm the ref, isn't it?
No. I need VAR on that surprise round.
VAR decision. Okay, no, I'm not gonna. She is going to. Oh, hold on. Let me just double check the spell does what I think it does at the range I think it does, real quick. No. Okay, she's not going to be able to do it. That's fine. So what should she cast instead? How's she gonna fuck you now? She is going to cast. Trying to think about how you're grouped, because how big is the area affected by shatter? Just out of curiosity, how big is the area affected by shatter? This is basically my my Baldur's Gate 3 cheese sort of thing. Now, like, how big is the area affected by shatter? Let's see. Is it gonna work? It's in a 10-foot radius. Okay, that's pretty much gonna get all of you then, and manage to not get any of her lads. More or less, that's gonna pretty much work.
Or even the ones that are just attacking us right now. It's pretty fucking difficult.
Everyone's within 10 feet of each other then, is that what you're saying?
Actually, no, wait, let me think about how that would look on a board real quick. No, okay, so she can get Angriff, Barb... Wait, Angriff, where are you stood in all of this? Are you just stood in the middle?
Presumably furthest forward.
Yeah. Then in that case, I would probably go Barb and Art have to save from this.
How does that miss the one that we're engaged with?
Because it's a circle on a square plane, so you can probably angle it in a way that you don't,
I've played enough XCOM to know that they're right.
So
Yeah. So hold on, let me just check what the save is real quick, or if it's a save.
Can I choose to be in the area of effect?
You
choose to be.
I mean, I guess you can.
How far are we all away from each other, though?
At least 5 feet, given the
At
sort
least, well, okay, but like, okay, let me be more specific. Are we all within? I think I can't remember if it is 10 feet. Fuck's sake, I can never find my skills.
Can I use counterspell?
if you're affected by it, yeah, you can try and use counterspell. You just have to use it at the right level of casting.
Okay. If anyone within 10 feet of me gets a +2 to whatever save you're about to have to roll.
Unless counterspell.
Ooh.
What level are you casting counterspell at? If you're
Um,
casting
well,
it, unless you're choosing to take the risk of shattering.
I mean, it says even if it's a 4th level or higher, they still have to make an ability check.
Okay. What's the ability check she has to make to?
Is it 4th level or higher?
It's not.
Oh,
fourth,
Jesus.
It's not 4th level. Sorry.
Okay, well, it says if the creature is casting a spell of 3rd level or lower, the spell fails and it has no effect.
Yeah, the spell has no effect then.
Okay, cool.
Good work, team.
She sort of, you see her like wither a component and point at a spot, and then nothing happens, and she looks kind of confused as to what's happened, and that is
I flip her off in the mirror.
Yeah, at this point she is gonna affix her gaze on one of you, and she is oddly going for she's going for Brian, who appears to be like a little too focused on eating to be paying attention, so he is gonna have to save at the start of his turn. So Anger, if you're sorry.
How far away?
If you're stepped a bit, I'll grant you that you're probably stepped quite a bit further forward than everyone else. So you're probably able to reach her if that's what you're angling for.
Yeah, am I within 30 feet? Well, am I within walking distance? I suppose is what I'm asking.
Yeah, you can probably walk up to her now because she's sort of moved forward as well.
Okay. In that case, I move up to her. I cast Vow of Enmity. That means I get advantage on all my attacks.
Okay, let's have it.
Okay, so I'm going to make one attack, and I'm going to roll. It's a bit awkward with these D8s, but whatever. That is 11, 18 for one of the die, and that
So
is
18 hits.
18. Oh, okay. Well, that's so. I'm just going to see if this other attack hits first.
Yeah.
So that's 12 plus 7.
Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
you've
both
got it.
attacks hit. So, actually, no, take 10 off of both of those.
Oh, because you're not looking at her.
No, because sorry, I should have declared it. That is for fuck's sake. Can't remember what it's fucking called.
Great Weapon Master.
Great weapon. It's either Great Weapon Master or the other one, but basically, it's take a -10 on the attack
To do extra damage.
or is it a -5?
Hold
They
on.
really do not lay these out very well at all on this. -5.
Okay.
Sorry. On
So yeah,
those.
just give me the numbers with -5.
You can add that Bardic Inspiration if it's below anyway.
Yeah, but let's just get the numbers out.
Can't remember. I've moved my dice now.
All right.
One was 18.
One was 18.
plus-
One was definitely 18. Like
Before your modifier.
Should I just roll a fucking die? Oh, 18. So my modifier is 9, so that's 27 -5, 22. That's probably going to hit, isn't it?
that is gonna hit. Yep.
Okay, and well, so okay, I'm just going to roll the damage for one of those attacks then.
Yeah. Just yeah. Let's get one done,
I'm
and then,
I'm
then
trying.
we can figure it out, and then we can work from there.
Yeah, so that's 2d6s,
Mhm.
and that would be 2d8s for the smite. That's 12. Oh, re-roll that one. That's another one. 12 plus 5. That's 17 plus 1. That's 18
Mhm.
plus 6. 24 plus 10. 34.
Okay, 34.
That's one attack.
Let me get the maths done on that, and then
Yeah.
Okay, you're good. Carry on. Give you the other
Okay.
roll.
Yep. Am I rolling attack or damage?
It's attack again because
Okay, I'm rolling another attack. Okay,
yeah,
fine.
we're doing another attack.
Yep, that's fine. That's 19 plus 9.
Minus
That's 28.
5.
Minus
Yeah,
5.
23.
That's
It's fine. Yeah, you got
23.
it.
Yep.
You got it.
That's another smite. That's 2d6s plus 2d8s. Is that right? Yes. That is a 2, and that's a 2. Ah, 2 and a 1. Oh well. 9 plus 3, 12 plus
God, Angrith
6,
is a
18.
lifesaver. 18.
18 plus 10.
28.
That's 28.
Yeah, you are slashing her up. You could swear you take one of the snakes in her hair out, just like one of them gets their head chopped off after that attack. So that leaves her with that much.
And I'm pretty sure that's that's my turn.
Okay. Well, that was a good turn, to be fair. That was a very, very good turn to have. Okay. Elfin, you're up.
Are there any little guys left?
There are 2 little guys left, I think. Yeah, there are 2 little guys left. One of them is by Brian, and one of them is by Barb and Art. Just gonna cross out the ones that got fucking obliterated
Medusa
there.
again. With Eldritch Blast.
You're gonna Eldritch Blast the Medusa. Alright, give her your best.
That's 2 16s.
Yeah, both hit.
Yeah. Nice.
You haven't damaged more of her masonry that she's very concerned about.
Yeah.
I'm gonna...
So that's 12 and 6.
So
18.
18 in total. Alright. Okay.
Yeah. Good turn for me.
Yeah, you have done a lot of damage to her over these turns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a lot of 3 damage and then 18.
Okay, so now it is Barb's turn.
Okay.
You are still engaged by one of these fellas.
Yeah, okay. In that case, I'm just going to use my sword.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack.
The Medusa's converted to Islam. God, now you can't kill her. Now you can't kill her. It's
That's the breaks. That's the problem with this D&D.
Keep accidentally converting people to Islam in the campaign, and now I can't defeat the bad guys.
That's a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that'll definitely hit one of the little guys. Fucking hell.
Okay. That does 10 damage.
Their AC is 11. 10 damage. Okay. So you hit the little naked guy. He's not really little. He's taller than you, probably. But yeah, he is looking pretty worse for wear as you've just gashed him across the thick skin.
Okay, and then I'm going to use my offhand cool dagger that I got before.
Yeah.
That was trying to talk to me. And that's a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that'll... Yeah.
And then that's oh, Jesus. 13 damage.
13... That's it. You got him. You stab him through the throat. And twist it so that there's no sound that comes out. You don't know where that instinct came from, but you just twist it so that no sound comes out. It's just...
Do I hear anything from the blade by covering it with blood, or is it just...
It just... You get a sense of quiet satisfaction from the blade. A disconcerting, quiet satisfaction.
It's just like...
Also, yeah, that blade's like very good, excellent. And you feel like you could swear you see the gem in the blade kind of like glow a bit more brightly.
Ooh, nice.
What's all this about?
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? No one knows.
No one's made any plans.
Yeah, so now it is the one that is up against Brian. Brian's turn, who is maybe thinking twice about fighting the guy who just slurped his friend's brain out.
Yeah.
But nonetheless will persist in attempting to deal with Brian and is going to try and crush his skull now in return. Whether this works, that's a natural 20. So that might work. That's probably going to work. He might kill Brian before he's turned to stone. We can hope. Oh, fuck my life. So that's 6, 10, 13 points of damage to Brian.
No, we're never going to know what the deal was.
Almost definitely not within 10 feet of me, though, was he?
No, he was not.
No.
Also, this pen is not... Okay, mine... Okay.
I could probably use because my bardic inspiration last time was last round, right? So I can
Yep.
use it to reduce this. If I use cutting words, I can
Brian's
reduce
not
this
going to
roll.
die from this, just FYI. He's still more or less fine.
Okay.
Ow.
Then I might not then.
Yeah, he's not even at half hit points yet.
Okay.
He's pretty beefy. Brian can take care of himself, but it is now Art's turn.
All right.
The one in front of you has died. There is now nothing stopping you from approaching the Medusa.
Can I get up to her with my movement?
You're probably wait. What's your movement? Just
30 feet.
yeah, you could probably get up to being engaged with her. You can probably get an angle of attack.
All right, sound. Then I will go for an angle of attack.
Yep.
Whoops, sorry, wrong thing. That is 17.
That hits.
All right. And she's engaged with Angrith as well, right?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
She's definitely engaged with Angrith.
Yeah.
Not in the way that Kahana's engaged with Angrith, but it's just,
Okay. So that's 22 damage on the first hit.
Okay. Yeah, you're starting to notice that she's getting a little worn
Yeah.
by the amount of attacks she's had to take already.
And offhand attack with my dagger. I am rolling like shit. That's 12.
That does not hit. You scrape across the natural armor she's built for herself.
Yeah. I'm just like, just saying like, you're, fuck off.
Brian now is, he is not trying to eat these people anymore. So he is just going to try and absolutely like just fucking kill this guy in one shot with a mind blast. He's not like there's no like wait, what I want
He saved a saving throw. So I was gonna
actually what I want him to do is he is gonna you see him close his eyes and you just see this creature visibly struggle against him. So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw against okay. So he needs to make a wisdom saving for wow, his wisdom is -1. Okay. Yep. You see the creature sort of like not put down its weapon, but lower its weapon in front of Brian. It is not planning to it's clearly not hostile to him anymore. So I'm gonna put concentration on Brian real quick, and I'm gonna put the other one as dominated. He has dominated this creature's mind. And so
some creature.
yeah, that's right. So now it is the Medusa's turn. So now we get to now that you're in melee range, I guess we get to see some of the other stuff I had prepared for her. So she is going to, I don't know, is she going to do this now or is she going to wait? No, she's going to wait to do that, but what she is going to do is she's going to use a multi-attack now on, I think she perceives the greatest threat from Angrith, which to some extent makes some sense, I would say.
Does that trigger opportunity attacks?
Huh?
Would that trigger an opportunity
No, she's
attack?
still engaged with you. She's not moving. Like, she's going at you with she's pulled out a really finely made spear, and she's going after you now with a melee weapon. And so she is going to attack you. She's going to multi-attack you now with this, twice with this weapon and once with her snake heads things. But I need to get a bunch
How does that work? Just go down and wait for things like, get him.
Yeah, I do want. I think do they extend? I've never quite like figured out how that's gonna work here. But yeah, I need another D8, and I'm just gonna drop a dice. Hopefully it's not one of my metal ones, because otherwise that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt in a bit. But yeah, okay. Two will do. But I need to remember where that one is. But okay, so she's attacking you 3 times, and one of these times is going to be using Green Flame Blade.
Okay.
So first one with the spear is a Well, that's a 19, natural 19, so I'm going to guess 26 will hit.
Yeah.
Okay, can I use cutting words to try and get that
I
down?
wouldn't bother. I probably wouldn't bother. I wouldn't
Yeah.
bother.
All right. Okay, then I will not.
Yeah, so that is going to be... So the
That's
spears...
not even close.
The spear's damage is going to be 7 points for the spear, but then for the green flame, it's going to be 3d8 on top. So I'm going to keep a note of that. So that's what did I say? It was 7 for the spear.
Yeah, I've already taken that off, so just do the 3d8.
Yeah, I'll do it's 3d8 plus 1d8 to a creature within 5 feet of you, which in this case would be Art. So yeah.
It doesn't feel so good when this happens back to you.
Yeah, right. Target suffers, and you can cause green flame to leap from. Oh, okay, no. So Art gets the additional damage done to him.
Yeah.
So that is.
Oh, wait, I get the 3d8.
You get the 2d8 done to you specifically. So the green flames leap from Angrith onto Art, and that is 15 points of fire damage to Art.
You're fine. You're fine.
Just scorched
Stop
him.
complaining.
Just sit.
That's
I got
good
hit
thing
for
I
like
took that extra.
35.
Yeah,
I got
it's a
hit
good
for
thing I took that
35 the other
extra
week.
fighting
fine.
level.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that is 15 points of fire damage done to Art. I don't know where that dice has gone. Oh, there it is. It's by my plugs. I better be really careful then. Because I don't want to scuff the thing and just shut the whole stream down. Okay, so that is 15 done to Art. And that's, and now you're going to get the second attack from the Medusa onto Angrith, which is a 17. Nope. And now it's the snakes. Actually, what do her snakes even do? Do they do anything interesting? Not really. The snake hair is getting you.
Snakes with bees in their mouths.
Yeah, kind of, because they do poison damage as well. That is 26. Sorry, not 26. I can't do maths today. 24.
I mean, if you want to do your cutting word, that might cut it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it now.
Okay.
So
in the
1d8.
meantime, I will just. I'll get the dice ready, but
Wait, what do I? Oh, it's disease.
Okay, that takes 8 points off.
What are you saying to her to distract her?
I'm saying your hair's made.
Why is your hair?
So obvious, and she's just like, I know.
Yeah, I feel like that wouldn't do it.
No, I'm good.
I feel like we have to add 5 back on for that.
No.
Like...
I'm gonna say, it's a good thing I can't. It's a good. Oh, look at insult. Okay. One of your snake's heads got chopped off. Just bring her attention to that.
You got a split end.
Yeah,
You got split end.
That's it.
Yeah, okay. How much damage would that have done? I'm just curious because I've never. Oh, okay, yeah, fair enough. Probably a good thing because that would have done. Fucking hell, 23 points of damage.
Yeah, no, thanks. Yeah. Good work, team.
Yeah. Okay, right. So that is her turn done. It's now Angrif's turn. She's up. He's up in her grow.
Okay, I'm going
write
to
her a new
cast.
line for her health real quick.
I'm going to cast Thunderous Smite, which is a concentration spell on myself. Basically, I do an extra 2d6 on a hit.
Okay.
So I've still got advantage, so I'm just going to roll first. That is 18. Sorry, these are all like with the -5 thing. I should have said before I rolled. 18 plus
7.
I'm chopping. 18 plus 9, 27 minus 5, 22.
That'll do it.
So that's 4d6, and that's a smite as well at level 2. So that's 3d8 on top.
Oof.
Oh wait. Am I not before Angrith?
Did you not go?
As the Medusa below me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so it goes Elfin, Barb, the grey fellas, Art, Brian, Medusa, Angrith.
Yeah, because
Right.
you're stood next to her now, and that's why you got fired.
Yeah, that's
Right, yeah.
That's why you got singed, a little singed.
Yeah, so that's I'll re-roll that D2. That's a 4. Okay, so that's 6 plus 9, that's 15, plus 3, 18, plus 6, 24, plus 4, 28, plus 4, 32,
Okay.
plus 6, 38, plus 10, it's 48.
Oh.
Can we
So
still keep
here's-
her alive with that amount of
So
damage?
here's the question, Angrith. Do you want to honor your agreement with Brian and keep her alive or not? Will you honor your agreement? Because I'll give you the option to sort of just knock her out.
I honestly don't think so. Like in character, I don't think so.
Breaking some sort of oath?
No,
Yeah.
because a Mindflayer has no soul. There is no.
Entity with which
why would
you are.
why would Angrith feel any obligation towards a Mindflayer whatsoever?
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say it now. 48 is exactly the amount of damage you needed to get to knock her out. So I'm giving you the
Alright.
conscious choice here to either knock her out or kill her. And I'll let you describe the murder in as brutal a fashion as you want. But like,
I tell you what. Because Angrith gets 2 attacks, we're going to use the first attack to knock her out,
yeah.
and then I want to see what happens.
Okay,
After
she's
that.
knocked out, and one of the... Okay, so you're out of initiative now, because she's knocked out and the other one is dominated by Brian. And
But he's distracted.
Well, no,
Well-
he's concentrating on dominating this creature, but he can still do, like, it's literally concentration, like a concentration spell. It's just psionics. So this creature is following him in his thrall as he walks up with his hands behind his back, noticing that you've not killed her, and you hear, like, this genuine gratitude in your mind. Thank you.
I should note that after like knocking her down, Angrith is like getting ready to swing again.
I'll be like, whoa, 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 whoa.
You will be...
Easy, big boy.
He sort of kneels down to examine her, and it's just like, she's not waking up for a while. You did a good job.
Explain what you intend to learn.
He sort of extends his hands like, may I have one of the bracelets?
Oh, I have it. I'll give it to him.
Yeah,
Because I trust him.
yeah, Art like 100%
Just
trusts him.
immediately acquiescing to a mind flayer.
He doesn't even need to dominate the minds here. He's just like, he just gets what he wants by being nice.
It seems chill.
This is an adaptation of my own people's technology, and in the wrong hands, and he sort of gestures generally to the room that you're in, and if I'm being honest, having spent some time away from the Elder Brain in the hands of my own people, this is dangerous. Inappropriate even for some to have. And so I need to understand how she adapted our own artifacts technology.
Why would you need to know that and not just kill her so that the knowledge doesn't spread?
In case someone else gave her the knowledge?
Mainly to understand where she got the knowledge from, if she got it from somewhere, and to understand how easy it is for other beings to understand this. If it took her... Because she's a cursed being, I would assume her curse gives her indefinite life. She might have been...
cursed.
If she lived for 1,000 years and it took her 900, this is a substantially less urgent problem. But if it took her a year, suddenly anyone could have it, and that would strike me as a problem.
I'm not convinced.
You'll never be convinced.
Yeah, I mean,
It's just like whose reactions are quicker now between Angrith and Brian.
I need her alive. The process by which I learn things by consuming the brain is kind akin to your dreams. They fleet quickly, and they're unclear. Having her alive means that we, if you would prefer, can interrogate her.
That could work. Yeah, if to get over any fear Angrith has of misuse. Because clearly you're, I guess, racist.
Oh no, we're playing the race card. Oh no.
We are in fact playing Dungeons and Dragons, so
Yeah.
Racism is implied.
Out of interest, what's happened to all of the people around who were doing? I guess since she's just knocked
at
out,
this point you notice that there is a sort of a circlet, a kind of like nicely decorated circlet around her head. Now that you've got a closer look at her, now that the fighting has subsided, Brian does look at it and go, "My suspicion is that
Art yonks it."
Yeah. After this point, a lot of the sort of various dwarves and dwergar and courtois and deep gnomes who have been working, they're kind of looking at the chains on their hands and the fact that they're blind, and they're like, "Hello!" They're all just sort of yelling to each other because they seem to be coming out of a fugue state at this point. Is someone there? Can we go?
Okay.
Like, why am I chained?
Art will go and lockpick all of these locks
and
explain to them what's happened.
It's trivial, but they're all just kind of standing around trying to like find their way. So you're from the miners up
yes.
On the surface. Oh,
if anyone who's from the miners from the surface, or anyone who just wants to go up, if you wait where you are, take a seat, you're safe, and we'll help you get back because obviously your eyes are poked out.
Yeah, it's it's real.
Killing,
one of the deep gnomes goes, "Yes, it's very funny."
Would cure wounds?
Look, it's awkward.
It wouldn't give you eyes back, I don't think.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think cure wounds gives you eyes back.
No, it does not. These people are probably permanently blinded by this process.
As much as I don't think we should be encouraging an island full of miners. So just maybe think about moving somewhere else.
Fucking Dart's face. Just I don't know what it was. Just like, oh no.
I don't know what she's talking about, but hold fast, and we'll help you get up.
The Dwarf are like, but what about us? We want to go back down or wherever it is that our place is.
Mate, I don't know. If I'm gonna level with you, I don't know. We came here. Yeah. I don't know.
Can take you down if you don't mind.
Yeah, we got Brian.
He lives down.
Brian's like, I could probably guide them to whatever strange Dwergar settlement they come from. They remember where it is.
Yeah, are you racist, Dwergar? Do you mind hanging out with the Mindflayer?
Like a what? You immediately panic is setting in among the.
Hold on. He's fine.
He's
cool. Sound. He's not part of the Elder Brain.
Brian, I'm just gonna write some notes down.
He helped us. He freed you. He recently learned what ducks are, so he has a reason to live.
The Dwergar immediately goes, ducks?
Art sits down.
And the deep gnomes are like, no, I've been to the surface. You don't need to tell me about ducks. Like, we've all been to the surface. They start walking away, but then they walk into each other, and it's just like complete fiasco as they're trying to get used to the sensation of being blinded. The Mindflayer, who's hanging out with the Mindflayer and the Medusa corpse, which does not sound like a good place to be in a D&D campaign when you think about it.
I am.
And okay, so Brian is looking down at the Medusa and is like, we should restrain her and possibly blind her.
Yeah.
Or blindfold her.
Angry, if you have your axe already, right? You can sword ready. You can blind her with.
Poke her eyes out real quick.
What? As soon as I said it, I knew I'd made a mistake.
Yeah, Barb just doesn't know what weapons are. So we should blindfold her for maximum safety and possibly restrain her.
Fine.
Okay.
Would,
So
would remove curse work on her?
Maybe cut
I'm
off
gonna-
all of her snake hair.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Remove curse is not gonna work. It's not gonna cut the. It's. You might find out where the curse comes from, but you're gonna figure out pretty quickly that this is not gonna work.
She got a curse from being such an asshole.
Yeah, she probably cheated some fucking phase spirit. Maybe it was
Yeah.
your buddy from before. I forgot. Red was his yeah.
Yeah.
The Danny DeVito mushroom. Maybe it was him who she pissed off. Maybe it's his wife. You never know. His ex-wife. God damn. All right. Brian has like restrained her and has blindfolded her and is looking at Angrif like, do we wake her up or? And then Brian suddenly has this moment. It's like the crown. Who took the crown that she was wearing?
I've got it.
Sort of goes over to Art and is like, may I?
Mid discussion of ducks. It's like, oh yeah, sure. So the thing is, like, when you're feeding a duck from your hand, it feels.
He's talking about ducks again. He announces to the people around the Medusa. Like, he has to choose who he's like mentally communicating with much more carefully. Because before all of you would have heard that, and he sort of examines this circlet. Like, strange. I don't really know what to make of it. I don't really understand how someone could make something like this and not be connected to the Elder Brain in some way. Do we wake her, or?
Feels like it's what I mean. I've got Zone of Truth, or I'm sure it was just someone else's.
I've got Eldritch Blast.
I've got Zone of Truth as well.
Yeah, Eldritch Blast is in fact not the solution to every.
Well, it might wake her.
Might wake her.
Yeah.
No, we're not doing the Eldritch Blast alarm clock on the Medusa.
on
Brian
the
kind of
Medusa,
looks, should we
near
prop
the
her up, or she might not react well to being interrogated while being tied on the ground.
Yeah, because that's the bit she's going to draw most issue with.
Yeah.
What does she look like? Is she like full on bomb half snake body, or is it just like human
It's a
with snake hair?
It's human with snake hair. We're talking
Right,
human
right.
with snake hair, but with like thick, sort of dress-like hide on her. It looks like it's developed as part of the curse.
Mm.
So like a
Can we? Has
snakeskin
anyone have like
dress,
a
I
minor
guess.
illusion spell or something that can make her think that she's just like not tied up?
I don't think that's gonna work. I'm gonna be honest. That's not gonna work here. It's a nice idea.
I also have detect thoughts if she's being uncooperative.
I can just rummage in her mind myself if she doesn't cooperate. But I thought I
Okay.
would let you get answers that you might want first.
Yeah. I guess before you wake them up, Art will finish talking about ducks and tell them all to just wait there and go off and interrogate her as well.
Yeah. Okay. So the whole gang is here. How do you choose to wake the Medusa, everyone?
Art slaps her in the face.
She takes 1 point of
Yeah,
damage.
that's it. She's dead now. You've killed her. you interrogated her too harshly, and now she's dead. No,
Yeah.
she sort of snaps away. She says, "What? Why am I tied? What happened?" Okay.
So what the fuck was that? We were being so nice to you.
Was that why you were cursed? Were you a dickhead?
I was cursed because someone else committed a crime, and they chose to punish me instead for it.
Uh-huh.
Was it because you were a dick
Happens
to
a lot.
them?
I wasn't a dick to them.
Uh-huh. Did you
I've been
pretend?
unfailingly polite.
Yeah.
Did you pretend to want to talk to them and then send up a bunch of
No.
naked grey men at them?
Yeah. In fact, there is still one of the
Naked
grey men
grey
hanging
men.
out with you, and Brian's kind of looking at him like, if you don't mind, I'll make sure that this guy doesn't bother us again. And you hear the boring into the skull and the brain slurp.
When she
And
keeps sucking.
Yeah, yeah. Oh god. But yeah, he is finished off the last of the. I hate that phrasing. He's finished it off.
Crack that nut.
That's right.
How long ago was this curse?
What? She starts like she describes an event that sounds like it's a myth to you. It's like, I don't know, I was however long ago that was, and she just describes this myth like an event you would have heard as a child, like the siege of an ancient city. Like it's basically like Troy, what Troy is to us. That's how long ago the story would have been. And she talks about, like, you know, the sun would rise in the east and set in the west, and now you have an idea of, like, how long ago this is. Because it's before the planet tilted the other way. So you're talking, like, tens of thousands of years.
Wow, you don't live a day over 1,000.
That's very kind. But the curse gives me indefinite life, so...
Even if you were a dick, I mean, I guess no one deserves that. I mean, we have removed curse, but apparently it won't work. So,
what were you thinking?
Having no shame, sir.
Yeah. She's just there like, look, if you had that long alone turning everyone into stone, you tried desperate things.
Have you ever considered putting a bag on your head?
Yeah, no one's ever talking about the Medusa loneliness epidemic.
That's right. Yeah.
So, but
bag on head.
Yeah, bag on head. Have you tried?
I didn't.
Have you tried living with a bag on your head?
Yeah. Would you wear a bag on your head?
If everyone I looked at turned to stone, then yeah.
I've been in a bag.
She's been in a bag.
She looks incredibly confused. She's like, is there any... Can I talk to someone who makes sense?
No!
Is this some torture?
Anger just says tersely, that is not an option, I'm afraid.
This is still the curse.
Why are you doing this forced labor shit to these poor creatures?
You mean the Grimlocks?
Well, yeah, and besides, the Dwergar, the Deep Gnomes.
The Grimlocks asked for guidance, and I provided it to them in the most direct way I could, after a bit of thinking as to how I would deliver it most effectively. As to the other ones, well, you try living in a place built by Grimlocks.
But the dwarves have a problem with this, right? We were sent by the dwarves to take care of this, and you've made quite the issue.
Well, the dwarves are a newer addition. I mean, I've mostly had, and she kind of gestures. She doesn't gesture, but like you get the sense she's gesturing towards like the other various denizens of the Underdark, the Deep Gnomes and the Dwergar. They proved much more accessible, and then when actual dwarves showed up, well, you know.
Right, but you realise that when you talk about being cursed, and then you know, in that tone, justify slave labour and in the eyes out of sentient beings with such blaseness that it makes us think that you were just a dickhead.
It was for their own
the slave labour.
No, the eyes.
The eyes, yeah, but that wouldn't have been for their own good if it wasn't for the slave labour.
She is resistant to your logic. She's not accepting that anything was wrong with it. She has formed her confederacy and is content with the reason it was formed.
Yeah. We can't let you like this on Twitter before.
Yeah.
We can't let you continue doing this slavery.
But Brian's kind of like, for the record, I also have a problem with at least some aspects of the slavery. I'm yet to come to a decision on the wider issue.
Thank you, centrist Brian.
Yeah. Brian, we'll talk about the slavery in a bit.
How about some slavery?
Yeah, we could have legacy slavery where we don't expand the institution past certain borders. How would that feel? How would that cause problems? I don't know. I've never picked up a fucking book before. Anyway, sorry, I've had an argument with someone recently.
Brian, that was a strange digression. I think.
I think the author has inserted their view on an issue into the art. Anyway,
I've got a book here if you want. It's porn.
Oh, well, I don't really understand sexual things, but I will gladly examine it for science.
It's part of the curse that you don't fuck if you're always not fucked.
Wait, who are you asking that?
The Medusa.
The Medusa, she's...
Do you fuck?
I don't know how to fucking answer this question. So she kind of pauses. She's like, "That's an incredibly rude question."
You're a slaver.
You're impolite.
Yeah. If you want me to free my slaves, you better be nice to me. Um, sort of sat there for a minute. For the record, yes, when I was immortal, and
Let's look out. People that fuck.
yeah,
Medusa.
yeah.
Not for a while. Not for a while. In
Not
the
for a while.
Yeah.
Doesn't fuck.
And then
Brian.
Brian's like, wow,
never just fucked one of the statues. Like when you're really lonely.
no.
Never
All
like
these
broke
guys have
it.
their dick
Have you-
out. That's gotta be for a
Yeah.
reason.
What if you've got someone like someone with a penis horny, and then frozen them, and then you could like break off a bit, and you know,
Well, if
little
you-
makeshift dildo.
I just don't know
Just
how
say
to-
get bored.
Yeah. What? Thousands of years, and you've never tried it. You were never curious.
Not gonna answer the question.
Unimaginative and a slaver.
Yeah, I know.
Just imagine
alright.
we're turning to Brian now, like, look, can you believe this person?
Yeah, like
Brian-
Brian, who's like, I'm like still
It's-
figuring
it's
it
all
out.
yours.
I'm still figuring it out. You don't want to learn about her curse? Very well. He
We asked her. We asked her, and she said it was a while ago.
okay. He is going to just bore into her mind and just see if she can resist. Now she cannot resist, and Brian is just. You see her like twitch and turn and just like really struggle. She's like struggling against her restraints as Brian's not. He's not really carefully delving into her mind. And just withdraws from it. Well, the good news is it did take her a long time to figure out how to do this. By my reckoning, around 750 years, which isn't bad for someone from a way of life that is different from ours, but equally valid.
Unexpectedly diplomatic way of phrasing that.
Yeah, I didn't want to offend some new friends' sensibilities.
Mindflayer.
I
That being
told you
said-
we were rubbing off on him.
Now, that being said, you might, well, if you have any interest in lifting this poor creature's curse, I have bad news in that regard. It is going to be a nightmare. Because it would involve travelling to the elemental plane of water and dealing with a god who's no longer worshipped. So my recommendation, speaking as a strictly neutral arbiter, would be to not bother with that and let me eat her brain. Just making the pitch.
That's convenient.
You know what?
That's not
I'm
as
good
much
with
of
it.
a quest, is it?
Yeah. What?
I eat her brain,
did-
I guide the Dwergar and the Deep Gnomes back to their home, and you guide the Dwarves back to theirs.
I mean,
I'm
it's
good with
slavery
it.
ends, and we save the dwarves. That's both our objectives. Done,
And
right?
the Grimlocks
He-
can live here, unintruded upon by anyone.
I have a very important question. Does this mean we can leave the Underdark?
Are you
Yeah.
asking me as DM? Yeah, this would be the way to leave. I'm giving you a way out.
Yeah, suck her brains out, like whatever.
What? One second.
I mean-
Just pure curiosity. What did you hear? Why she was cursed by a no longer worship water god?
She was
And is it?
she was telling the truth.
First on a technicality.
She was telling the truth. The being in question's father committed a crime. However, being unable to punish her own father, she punished her instead.
Right. That's fucking. That makes me feel sorry for her, but also, all the slavery and murder. So I'm probably fine. I'm probably fine with you just slipping out the brains.
Yeah, you two are made for each other. See you later.
You don't want to do anything weird with that crown and stuff, are you?
Oh yeah, can we destroy the crown?
In fact, I would highly recommend that you destroy it.
Go.
Once
Just
the
take it
crown
back.
is destroyed, the bracelets will no longer work and they'll be freed. So I would recommend leaving the city first before you destroy
Yeah,
it.
that I was. Sometimes I feel like you're just in my brain, Brian. I was
And
just
And at that
thinking
point,
that.
Brian, having been in your minds for a while, does rub his hands with something approximating glee 'Cause he's
Just
like-
another question. We can break this by force, right? We don't need to go into like a volcano or
Oh, no,
anything. Like,
prying a single gem from it would probably do the job.
sweet. Well, enjoy your brain.
Thank you. And
Delicious
I
brain.
will, well, attempt to figure out what I was before. Sort of gestures at himself, and
If you ever find yourself in the sovereignty, Brian, we'd love to see you again.
the
Yeah, look
sovereignty.
us up.
I don't.
Well, you'll figure out what that is later. But like wherever we are,
I hope you don't get back into some sort of slavery state with a big old brain. And if you ever find your way upstairs, shoot us a message.
yeah, give us a brain.
You can go feed ducks.
That would be pleasant, thank you. But for now,
Let's
I
go.
will content myself with the Underdark and with lunch.
Bye, Brian. Love you.
Okay, so you do hear the boring sound of Brian's beak scraping against the Medusa's skull as you're guiding these guys out who are not well, the dwarves you're guiding out. The rest of the guys have to sit there while Brian's having his lunch and hear this horrifying thing unfold.
Wait, can I give her like a jam that will like so that it doesn't hurt her? Like
What, like a
I-
numbing jam?
I feel like
yeah,
I feel like that ship may have
that
somewhat
ship
sailed.
probably sailed. You're already out the door. He's
Just running towards it while his beak's mid-brain.
Yeah, he's like
I've
yeah.
got a jam! No, come back! I need to give her this jam! Shut the fuck up, Elfin.
Everyone's like,
Get
Elfin,
out of
let's
here.
get the fuck out of this piece of shit place.
maybe.
And to cut a sort of long story short, you do make your 2-day journey back across the Underdark, back to the mining shaft, and you guide the blinded dwarves and those who want to come back up to the surface, which is a couple of deep gnomes who want to go to the surface, back up to the hold on the island. And so you are back on the island, out of the Underdark.
Whoa.
Hey!
No
We made
Underdark
it.
for you.
Island.
And you have guided these guys successfully out of the Underdark, and you've had a fantastic and completely self-contained experience in the Underdark that did not take forever. 2 sessions, that's it. At this-
What were all of their names, Sinan? Because we've talked to them now, you need to name
I'm
every
not
single...
naming every single dwarf, we're not doing that. But as you arrive...
Billy, Killy, Biffa, Boffa, Bomber.
Yeah, that's right. As you arrive, the dwarves look completely, because they've not been told by the higher up that this was happening. They look completely stunned that these people have been found, and they immediately run to give them aid. And the big boss dwarf, who hired you to go off and do it, is in his office. It is the gesturing is to his office.
I get to sit across from him.
Yeah, you get to sit across from the dwarf boss Aravak, sitting on his desk. Well, not on his desk.
We have a story for
Behind
you,
his desk.
and you are going to love it.
We spend the next session telling him about what happens.
Yeah, you're gonna spend. Yeah, okay. Tell me what happened in like 3 minutes or less.
You could have say 3 words.
Yeah, 3 words. Guess who fucked? Damn it.
Well, we went down.
Fucked it. Him.
We found a Mindflayer we call Brian. He was sound, didn't know what ducks are. Spent a lot of time talking about ducks. Because they're good, like, they're just charming little guys. We all like. You like ducks, right?
Yes. What?
To the other part.
Oh, yeah. There was a Medusa. And what are they called?
Grimlock.
Naked men.
Those things. They were under the control of the Medusa, and Brian was like, "This is weird. I don't like the idea of these people having control." So he went, killed her. She was a bit of a dick, you know.
Not polite.
She was cursed. It wasn't her fault. She was cursed, but that's no excuse for slavery.
Yes,
Right.
sure.
Right?
So was the
I feel
Medusa
like
was the
having
one
another
who
one of
was,
those.
was the one
I feel
who
like
was
having
holding...
another one of those sunny moments.
Yeah, so the Medusa was the one that was holding the The people that we lost from the mines?
Yeah. She wanted a better house.
Oh.
So she sent.
Could have just
she
paid
sent
us
the-
to build a house.
Yeah, I mean, there were many things she'd never considered. Bag of bread.
Well, I mean,
Even
a
that.
bag will get inconvenient after a while, I suppose, but...
It will, but so does slavery, because then people turn up and murder you.
Yeah, that's...
So anyway, we've got this circlet. When I pry a gem out of this, all of the rubber will suddenly get their agency back and probably stop bothering you.
Oh,
but still,
that's good.
you might want to block up some of the way and maybe delve greedily and deeply in a different direction.
Yeah,
I was going to say, I would recommend a precise cave-in around the location of a ziggurat.
Well, like the entire cave.
Oh, you don't have to go
Just
that far.
at the entrance to the ziggurat, put something in front of it, like a sign that
This
says
feels
nothing
like
cool here.
This feels like
Nothing
you
of value is
wanted.
buried here.
This feels like something you wanted to do.
That's
No.
a 2-day journey. You don't have to do that.
No, we'll just block up the shaft that leads to the particular area, and that'll be fine.
Yeah. Shall we do the honours of popping this crown?
Oh, I don't like how you said that.
Aramak is kind of looking like, what does this have to do with me specifically? I was just supposed to pay you, but...
Oh yeah, pay us.
Yeah, he pulls out the extremely hefty sack of coin and starts pulling out, he starts paying you in a sort of... It's not a currency you recognize, but you understand it to be dwarven money because of the sort of runic designs on it and so on.
Well, surely it's made of gold and
It
shit,
is
right?
made of gold and silver.
Well,
and
yeah, I
platinum
mean,
and so on. But you get the equivalent of 100 gold each for your trouble.
Oh, just so you know, I say nothing bad could happen.
Well, I guess nothing bad did happen. I mean, it's not like any of you got burned or scorched or stabbed or sliced with a spear or anything like that, or bashed with a strange club over the head.
No. Nothing bad.
Nothing bad.
Thank you.
And nothing bad happened.
And it's you have arrived basically with 4 days to spare. Well, 3 days to spare in this lovely island retreat with the dwarves, while Mug's getting his ship fixed.
We're gonna have one of those Star Trek off episodes where we go to Riser and everyone fucks for some reason with a weird alien.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do that, we could just get you back out on the seas. I don't know. We'll sort of talk about what you want to do. If you want to do a little bit of just carousing with the dwarves, or we can, I don't know.
The high seas.
Yeah, get back
Go
on
fishing.
the high seas, go fishing. Yeah, hang out on. You can have a beach episode.
Yeah.
You can have a beach episode of the D&D campaign.
I don't imagine Angrif likes sand in its armor though.
It's coarse and it's rough and it's irritating and it gets everywhere.
Angrif goes to the beach in a singlet.
Oh no. Yeah, I mean, we'll figure out.
Lion comes back for the beach episode. Oh,
Yeah.
everyone unites.
Turns out
Brian
standard
in a bikini.
Yeah, that's standard Mindflayer attire is the tightest speedos.
Yeah. Because what else is it going to be, right? You
Yeah,
know?
they're German tourists.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no.
Fuck my life. All right.
There are nudist beaches around here, and there's always a German with his dick out every single
Yeah.
time.
It's
Always.
They're just like that.
yeah. But I think that is a very successful session. Well done, everyone.
Nothing bad happened.
Nothing
You'll
bad.
probably be back out on the high seas next time, and we'll probably get you to where, depending on how much of a clusterfuck you make being on a ship, we'll probably get you to your destination, and then you can finally sort out all of Angrif's shit in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Right.
vengeance,
Well, at least-
not revenge.
At least start solving it.
Yeah, once he's had his vengeance, then we can get him a therapist.
Yeah. He can reform his order or something and live on a hill forever. I don't know. I assume that's where his order lived, was on a hill.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
I always
right.
felt like it was in a valley somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
he's
just
Welsh.
a hill, an inverted hill, isn't it?
Inverted hill, yeah, exactly.
You're an inverted hill.
All right. Well, we'll be back in 2 weeks for the next bit of this, and it'll be we'll get you where you're going, hopefully with minimal issue. Maybe we'll see. All right.
Nothing bad can happen.
See ya, everyone.
No.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.